You don't have to
I know,
hit
how
it.
cool is that?
I could sit here and read live commercials and just make tons of money for the company. I could tell you the same thing over and over again.
I can't be tagged as the guy who's a dick.
They must be so jealous of me. I'm so successful, and they're just kind of not. You know what I mean? I feel the jealousy. That's why I don't leave my house. Don't you also sort of harbor some resentment, even though it's not logical, but you resent your baby for being in the way of your career?
Because we don't want the Japs anymore, man.
Because I want respect.
Some people say our show was the first reality show. I don't think there's one thing I've ever said on the radio that would have been found indecent or obscene. The secret to my show is honesty, reality, that I will say the truth.
Hi, this is Bon Jovial. On the last show, I premiered a promotional video for our new sponsor, Tovolo. Shortly after the show, I was notified that, unfortunately, I didn't represent the company in the way that they would like to be represented. I'd like to extend my apologies to the CEO of Tovolo, Mr. Akumi Tovolo. Mr. Tovolo has also requested that I state very clearly that Lotus Notes, a Deppening production, is in fact not sponsored by Tovolo anymore. I'd also like to extend my apologies to John and Sarah, the owners of Wino Forever, the Deppening. What I was simply trying to do was make a great promotional video for the Tovolo company that everybody could enjoy. I sincerely mean this, and I sincerely apologize that the Tovolo company were offended by my promotional video. I feel I should also mention that the CEO of Tovolo did actually say that the second half of the promotional video was better than the first half. Thank you for your understanding, and I greatly appreciate your time.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall every Saturday, Rap Attack, Mr. Magic, Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape popped, smoking weed in bamboo, simping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember Rappin' Duke? The ha and ha. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight 'cause I'm rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug Starsky. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know N word. You know very well who you are. Don't let 'em hold you down. Reach for the stars. You had a goal, but not that many. 'Cause you're the only one. I'll give you good and plenty, Mr. Matthews. Well, anyway, welcome everyone. That's a lot for even Mr. Feeney. I want to thank Rick the electrician. Sarah urges me to. I'm sorry. I'm on in homage to our guest today. I'm on in homage to CP time. I am on ARM time. I want to welcome our friends from Instagram and Twitter. That's why I'm late. I tried to set that up, and I want to thank Well, I don't want to. I don't know if I want to dox him, as the kids say, but I want to bring in our guest, our new nickname, Chubby Pickle, or my new nickname for him, as wrestling fans would know, Nick Blackwinkle. Rick, thank you, sir. So this is Chubby Pickle, aka Nick Blackwinkle. Everyone knows the AWA champion from the '80s. He his favorite wrestler, managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan in the NWA. Nick Blackwinkle, aka Chubby Pickle. Welcome, sir.
Hey guys, how you
There
doing?
he is. There he
Hey,
is. I love it.
nice intro.
Thank you for capitulating to all our dopey little internet routines here. I believe, Nick, we should call you Blackwinkle. What would you call? Let's leave it up to you. What do you want to be referred to?
Hey,
Chubby.
yeah, call me Chubby Pickle, man.
Okay.
Say that one for David.
Okay. You want me to call David Nick Blackwinkle? All right.
No, no,
Okay. Okay. Um. Now you gotta give us some backstory, because you reached out to, and I've seen you on here a number of, a lot of nice compliments for us, but you deliver in the Hamptons to the 1%,
yes, I have. Yes.
and you have antecdotes, and I don't know,
Antecdotes. Oh,
should we
beautiful.
antecdotes with a C, right, for the
Yeah,
government.
antics, anecdotes. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Welcome, Melody Mix. Welcome, Frank the Tank. Welcome, Autobot. I owe Autobot an appearance on here soon. He's up my ass, Seattle wise. Crazy Robin. Welcome.
I
I
see a
also want.
very special person who's back.
Okay, Cindy Claw. I'll get to that. Cindy
You will
Clausen.
get to that. You will.
Babs DeRush. I said Melody Mix, right? As you can see, my name is Prince
Yo.
Macchia Army, after Prince Machiavelli. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Jose Villataro, Frank the Tech, everyone's saying Tendrils, welcome. Tendrils is a Hollywood insider. I don't think people realize she has a story for every single thing we bring up. And she used her feminine wiles in the early days of Hollywood. To down, scrolling down. Tendril. I'm not missing anything, am I, Bon? Again, I'm sorry for the ARM time, but it was worth it. Like Janet Jackson said, I will be worth the wait. Sky Spectre, welcome. Melvin, welcome, sir. I invented reality TV. There's Judy Wright, welcome. I'm here. I'm still hating Howard, but more importantly, still love Johnny Depp. David is in New York City, Judy. So we're gonna send him. Hopefully, he has time to see Depp's art expo and do a it's fittingly it is in Chelsea, and I know those people are no stranger to Chelsea, so that's perfect for David. You got Tweety D, of course, Apple Ugly. I'm not there yet. Welcome, McKine. Welcome, Tamara. Tamfran. There's Tamara Francois. Tamara is going to probably be on the show next week. She wrote this extensive um, court filing documents in the P. Diddy case, like a huge packet. And I think she needs to narrate that. So I'm going to, hopefully, she'll come on with us next week. It's too extensive for this one. I don't want to juggle too many plates there. Kathy Scott, welcome, Kathy Scott.
There we go.
I
There she
hate
is.
men.
How you feeling, Kathy? We're
She's
all
back.
yes. How you
Yeah,
feeling,
tell us,
Kathy?
Kath. Yeah, we need to know
We're,
if she's back on her feet and if she's okay. A woman who knows a prison in and out. This woman can tell you how to escape.
she's yeah. I'm when we do the watch along for Mayor of Kingstown. She's integral to that. Integral. Do you watch Mayor of Kingstown,
Maya,
Chubby?
yeah, Chubby, tell us this,
I
Chubby.
have
Do you love
haven't
these
seen it
shows?
yet. I gotta
What?
watch it, man. I gotta bulk watch it, man. I be on the road a lot.
Ah,
Um,
yeah, he travels. He was telling me about his travels. He's seen all of America, and I
oh my
believe him.
God,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. Each
Even
state about
Nebraska? Even
even
Nebraska?
yeah. Oh yeah. I had a wreck. I got hit by a drunk driver in Nebraska on her
Oh
birthday.
wow. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
have drunk driving laws, right? You could drive as fast as you want, and they have no alcohol limit. You're allowed to do whatever you want. It's the
You want to
Wild
hear
West.
something? You want to hear something, John? Chubby, tell him your Al Pacino story.
Oh, I was in Vegas making a delivery. And he got out of his limousine, and there was a whole bunch of people like fans. So they all, hey, Mr. Pacino, blah 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 blah. So he's walking away, and right there's the loading docks because they was bringing him in like the VIP section, and he's like, "Are you driving this truck right here?" I was like, "Yeah." I was just standing out there smoking a cigarette, blah blah blah. And he was like, "This is not your truck." I was like, "Yeah." So I opened the door. He goes in, right, like it's his truck. He walks in. He's like, "Wow, this is nice." Like, and at that time, like I was telling Bond, I had a truck with the super sleeper on it. It was a big bunk where it was like a house in the back. I had a shower, toilet, uh, 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 two burner stove, things of that nature. All the
Yeah,
creatures.
yeah, yeah.
He was like, "What's in this room right here?" So he opened behind his door. Rather, he opens the door, goes inside. It's the bathroom. Takes a piss and didn't even flush the toilet.
What?
I
What?
was better off with him leaving a grumpy in there. You know what I mean?
I took a go.
all over the fucking world.
I took a golden shower in Chubby Pickle's truck.
It didn't even
Isn't
flush the
that
toilet, man.
Didn't
killer?
even flush. You should have saved that piss and do
Oh
something.
yeah, put it on eBay.
Recycle, yeah, but recycled it.
John, he's got a few of these. He's got a one of him smoking a cigarette with Clint Eastwood. Chubby, roll through that one because this is a
Okay.
great one too.
See Mr. Eastwood, man, and he was out there smoking Marlboros, and I said, "Hey, Mr. Eastwood, I love you and Dirty Harry," and he was like, "I'll talk to you as long as you don't say, 'Are you feeling lucky, punk?'" And he said it in the same way he did in the movie. I was like,
How
"No
long
need to
ago?
say it."
How long ago was this?
This was about 12 years ago. He was in Vegas. I was
And
delivering.
he's smoking Marlboro non-filters
No,
at
no, no,
how old? Isn't he
Marlboro
like?
Reds,
But
Marlboro Reds.
he's 90 now, right? Wasn't
Hmm.
he like almost 80 when he's smoking cigarettes? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ!
he was
I
Isn't
in
don't
this
back to
know.
back.
killer?
And the reason why we ended the conversation, his wife was like, "Are you out here smoking?" and yanked him back into the casino.
Oh my God! So his wife didn't. That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
You
man.
must have this magnetic charisma because I don't know of. I don't hear bad stories about Eastwood, but I don't know if he's that convivial with everybody. I mean, obviously he directs and stuff, but and then Pacino's popping into your truck
I
and
mean, he walked in
crazy
like he
shit.
owned it, bro. He just walked in like, "Hey, what is in here?" Open the refrigerator. I had a couple beers in there, because I was staying there for the weekend. And he was like, if I wasn't going inside, I would have one with you. He was real cool, man. Real
I thought he
cool.
I
didn't
wouldn't
drink
have
anymore.
let.
He claims he claims he doesn't drink anymore.
Well, he didn't take one, but he was just like,
Okay.
if I was staying there, if I had more time, I would drink one with you. I don't know if he was BSing me or what, but that's what he
Yeah, he's
told me.
probably.
I love it.
How long ago is this, Chubb?
I
This
wouldn't
was
have let
about
him out of that
this was about
vehicle.
six years ago.
Okay, so
6.
Brasco came out in '97.
It's a long time ago,
I'm trying to
John.
one. I'm just thinking if I'm just trying to think if Modi was in. No, I don't think Modi was even pitched yet. And
Real
this
nice
is
guys, man. Signed
yeah,
autographs and everything.
that's great. That is so great.
Nice.
Melvin wants to know: do you folks typically want condoms, pizza, or beers? That's so Melvin.
Wow.
That's so Melvin. I just like, man. Tam Friend's gonna discuss the Montreal Canadiens. All right. Let me ask you, Chubb. So Hamptons wise,
Yes, sir.
what is the biggest? What you give me some names, notable names. Now Puff Daddy's one of them. Is Howard one of them?
No, Howard's not one of them.
How
I
so?
haven't
It's
I haven't been there.
um. Do they go by aliases so you don't know who's really living there? They make
Hmm.
up fake name like a hotel. They would make up fake names.
Yeah, like
What did?
when I got the load to go to the Diddy party, they didn't tell me who it was until I got close. They gave
Oh
me a
my
number.
God!
They gave me a number to call, and when I got the phone call, they were like, "Yeah, you're delivering to Sean Combs' house." I was like, "Holy shit!"
Did
Yeah,
you
Wow.
listen to our review of the white party that Howard went to?
that
Last
was la-
week.
that was last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
of
So
course.
he claims they don't tell him where it was. Now he doesn't know he literally doesn't know his own address that he lived with Allison. He doesn't know the Millennium Towers. So do you think he's gonna know? But he says they don't want anybody. Who do you ride with? Lorraine Bracco? They won't tell them their address, P. Diddy's address. Was it in Bridgehampton, Southampton, East Hampton? It wasn't
East.
West Hampton. Oh, East Hampton. Okay.
Yeah.
So East Hampton, for all you that doesn't know, and I think you'll sign off on this, Chubby, it is the furthest Hamptons that you can go east on Long Island. Like it's far, like if you when you talk in Southampton, it's actually, what would you say, 40 minutes east of Southampton.
In a car, yeah, and truck
Yeah,
about an hour.
there's only one way to go.
One
So
way
it's
in,
this
one way out.
27A and there's lights and you can't go as fast as you want. Thank you, Sunflower Dragon. Thank you, Tracy. An Oz watch party would be good. My problem with Oz, and I say this all the time, there is no yard. So the show misses out. The yard in any prison drama is half the show, right, Bon? You can't not have yard
I
time.
love the yard. The shivs are being passed from person to person. Someone's gonna
Right.
get it in the gut, and
What
drugs
every time you
coming.
see a yard in a prison drama, your your blood pressure goes up. You are excited, something's going to happen. The tension builds. When
Oh
you take
god,
the
yeah.
yard out of a prison drama, it doesn't work as well. There's
And
no
the
way.
prison, the yard is so important in establishing who has the power. They
Yes.
always do that in these movies. You
Clicks.
watch. I mean, you go back to Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. You see the yard, you see the power, the social structure, which I know is always fascinates you, John,
Yes.
because you are obsessed with jail.
am. I am. I love prison. Almost as much as ice. Oh, I would call myself the Iceman in prison, by the way, and that would cover so many bases in there. I would definitely call myself the Iceman. I would still keep Arm, but I would have two nicknames, without a doubt. I was telling Tamara Francois sent me that PDF, and it's isn't it so fitting that the acronym P Diddy and it's a P that should be his nickname. PDF is a better nickname than P Diddy because it's an acronym. It could mean stuff, and I think Arm, like I said, is a way better nickname than Puff Daddy or P Diddy. I didn't realize the Puff was because he was puffing up his chest in school, and that was a school nickname. I didn't realize that was derived from that. I didn't realize his mom was a
As the
prostitute
notorious
either.
Big said, more gigabytes, more problems. You can't have enough space.
Classic Arm, right? Classic Arm.
Classics.
And to me, and this is not, I'm not trying to maintain my hoodie pass, Chubby. I'm really not. But if I were in prison, I would break the whole social structure. They would try to recruit me for the Aryan Brotherhood. I'd say, nope, nope. I'm in. I would actually. This. I'm not saying this because you're here. I would break the system. I would force them. I'm not going. I'm not AB. I'm not doing it. Come out, kill me. I could care less. There's no way I'm breaking my racial harmony for the Aryan brother. Kill me. Do it right. Shiv me right here. I dare you. I'm not going AB. I'm not doing it. I'm not selling out like that. You
Wow,
can't
That
that's
force
what's
was
me
up.
to. I'm not
epic
doing it.
speech.
Yep.
You'd be like the mayor of
I would.
Kingstown, the mayor
Well,
of Armstown. Yeah.
well, they need to. They need to. I'm more convinced than ever with Bunny and Mike. They need to do a prequel of that show and show those two in prison. They have to do it. I
You
can't
know I
take not
want
knowing the
that too.
backstory.
I
I
love
can't take it.
any concept for that show. They could jump 20 years into the future with CGI, make them look
Yeah.
old. I'll be just like, this is fantastic.
I want my prequel, Mike. I want my prequel, Mike. Kathy Scott says I'm home, not on my feet, but I'm working on it. All right, Kathy. 26 days in the hospital. That's good news,
Oh,
Kathy. That's a tough
God
old
bless you.
broad. Yep. Well,
great
hey,
broad.
yeah, great broad. All right. So tell us, Chubby, how long ago is the P Diddy delivery?
Oh, this is the white party. Oh man, this was.
A lot of shit
Oh
going right.
yeah, man, John. This is a minute, man. I wish I had my notes. God damn it, I had them too, but I left them in the truck.
It's all right.
Is phew, this was what, less than 10 years ago, right? Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah. But the thing about it was when you were saying about how they didn't want nobody to know, I had to get an escort. Like I had to pull over, make the phone call. That's when I found out where I was delivering to. And
What?
I had to get an escort there, and it was a
How
sprinter
many
van,
miles before? How many miles before the house that did you have to pull over and do this?
about 5.
So they're
They
telling
they told
you,
me where to stop, and somebody will meet you there.
and I assume they call you Chubby Pickle, his people, and it's so his security says, Chubby Pickle, I want you to pull over 5 miles before the house and call us
Mhm.
because we don't want you to know where it is, and we're gonna give you almost like a scavenger hunt kind of thing to get here because it's almost like they want you to drive like Cedric Sabalos with a blindfold on.
And plus, those roads are so small, man.
Oh, I know.
I got a big truck. You know what I mean? So I needed some help to get through them streets.
You saw my video, right, when I went to 17 Squabble Lane? Did you
Yes,
see that?
sir.
So I was
Hmm.
playing chicken with a UPS guy at a certain point. I
That
mean,
road's
there's
small,
like
bro.
it's like 20 feet wide, the road, and it's just bridges. And you feel, do you have an imposter complex like I do? You probably don't because you go to all 50 states. Like I felt my imposter complex has never been higher than on that road. I felt like a trap door was going to come and just drop me into something or fling me back to like Mastic Shirley or something. Like
I just,
it was
hey John, I just knew that I wasn't supposed to be out there.
yeah.
There's not too many of us out there. Not to be funny, but there's not too many of us out there. So I was like, I sort of was like, okay, cool. I'll sit right here and wait. Threw my hazard lights on. A little patrol car came by and asked me, was I okay? I said yes. I'm waiting for, someone to come escort me somewhere. And they was like, okay. And about say 10 minutes later, the Sprinter van pulled up, and there was people in the van I couldn't see, but
Oh my God.
yeah, they said follow us, and they had their hazard lights on, and I had my hazard lights on, and I crept right through there.
Bond wants to know if they were all black guys in the van.
No,
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you
How
no,
did. Bond said that. That
dare
was Bond that said
you?
that.
no.
Did you? How many guys were in the? How many guys were in the van?
It was two in the front. White guy was driving.
Okay,
Black
that's
guy
what.
was
Yeah,
in the
give me the
passenger seat.
racial breakdown. Yes, thank
And
you.
when they opened the door, it was like three other guys in the back. And I stand 6'5", man, and I wasn't intimidated by them, but I was just like, okay, what are we doing here? They want to ask questions. You got anybody else with you in the truck, and things of that nature. No
Doesn't Chubby Pickle
phone.
have cool pipes, Bond? If I were to cast you, if I were to cast an animated voice, and I'm never happy with this. There's this guy named Bumper Robinson voices the Falcon right now in Marvel animation, and he's too shrill. He
Mm.
sounds like an Uncle Tom bitch ass. He just doesn't. I would cast you. You're the voice that I would cast as the Falcon, Captain America's sidekick. You're right, Bot. I mean, he's got. This is how the Falcon's supposed to. Sam Wilson, by the way, who was a social worker like Crazy Robin. The movie, they changed things on him, and I like his original origin. He was a social worker in Harlem, and they changed it like he was a military guy, and I like the original one better. But you sound like Sam Wilson, the Falcon, as a matter of
He's
fact.
got the voice. When I first heard
Yes.
him before the show, I went, holy shit, this is a real American voice. He's not doing any of this kind of shit. Spot. He's not doing that.
Ben Benjamin's got a great question for you, Chubb. You said, when Al Pacino finished pissing on the toilet, they go, "Hey, thanks, black guy."
Love these guys, man.
He's from the Bronx, by the way, Pacino.
Who? So am I.
What part of the Bronx?
3rd Avenue,
How
South
close to
Bronx.
Fordham is that in Yankee Stadium?
Oh no, not far at all. Say 3
Okay.
miles.
That was a bad neighborhood. I don't know today if it still is.
Still
It
is.
still is a bad neighborhood. Yeah. There's you watch along videos on walk along videos on YouTube where a guy just walks through a neighborhood and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's still an element there. I remember going to Yankee games with Brad Hallen and his free tickets, and we never felt safe. There was nowhere you could park on the street to feel safe. Something was going to happen. And I don't say that very easily. I'm not afraid of much, but that
That's
area, that is a
scary.
legitimate. Is it considered the South Bronx?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we've all heard the South Bronx, even if you're in San Diego, and that is a badass, and it continues to be a badass neighborhood. In the
Well, let's
vein
go to
of,
23rd and 8th, then we'll find out if you know what you're doing.
by the way, Bond, that's where Depp's art museum is.
23rd and 8th.
I swear to God,
Well,
that's Chelsea.
you know, David is gonna do something for you
Yep.
out there. He couldn't let you down. He wouldn't let the Depp heads down. And John, I mean, Johnny Depp's such a hero. Do you think Johnny Depp has any words for everyone here, the Depp heads who are still holding the candle for him? Do you think he can possibly give us any comments?
Set me up again. Give me that setup again.
That went down.
Give me the setup again.
No, I was asking you to do a shout out to the Depp heads in your Johnny Depp voice.
Shout out to all the Depp heads pretending to be cultured in art. And I've always my brother Chubby Pickles joining us here, and we tried to get him as an extra in the City of Lies, and it didn't work out. If we do the City of Lies too, brother, I'd love to have you on there And I'd give you a speaking role to get you in the Screen Actors Guild. I think that would suffice.
Nice.
That life is a bird song. That
Ah,
what feels like 100 years is in fact a second, millisecond.
what histrionics of bird song? I got you, bird song, pal. Crazy Robin John. I'm gonna say N word for real. I can't.
We don't want that. Oh, but she can say it, can't she? 'Cause
She can say it.
Crazy Robin can, yeah, but I can't. I'm not
Frank the
going
Tank called. Frank the Tank said, I'm the Rosa Parks of prison." So, that's exactly what I'm. That's exactly what I'm going for, Frank. You were actually delivering in the Hamptons when your Honda bottomed out on those speed bumps. Yeah. If you go 35 on the street, it feels like you're going 90, right, Chubbs?
Man, there's plenty of them out there, man.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow.
They don't want you. They'll do anything to dissuade you. They want you to have imposter complex. They want you to.
You'll arrive at 17 Squabble Lane.
Bon, that might be the most brilliant drop. So let's get into his mechanism here. So Bon went and audio recorded my GPS saying 17 Squabble Lane and put it as a sound drop. Now, why is Fred Norris getting $6 million a year and Bon's not?
And I've had that sitting there for years.
I cannot believe you did that. That might be the best one yet. And it's not self-aggrandizing. It just might be the best one yet.
That trip you did is absolutely hilarious. That drive.
I need to do it again.
You were going over the speed bumps. You were fanging it. In Australia, we call it fanging it.
I was very close to ringing. He had that gate up, and this is like they have like an intercom. You've probably dealt with that all the time, right, Chubby? The billionaire intercom, the millionaire intercoms, and you have to go, hey, and then they hear your voice and
delivers around back.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Around back where? I'm not in a UPS truck. I'm in a tractor trailer, for Christ's sake. Like, and they order pallets of stuff, dude. Pallets.
It's always pallets.
Oh,
we say this all the time. You'll sign off on this, and we'll get back to the P Diddy rate stuff. You can't shop out there. You know the town Riverhead, right?
That's what I used to deliver the Tango outlet out there.
Are you a Long Islander, or do you still live in the Bronx?
No, I live in Atlanta, Georgia now.
Oh shit! Okay, my nephew lives in Georgia. He went to
Yes,
the Falcons Buccaneers game the other night. That's a great town. Hot Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
That is one of my favorite cities. It is the strip club capital of the world. Killer Mike, you were the Killer Mike of the Deppening. That's a Depp friend too, by the way. Killer Mike. I like that
wow.
guy. Yes. Army delivering. No, I was officiating a soccer game in early October when that was, and the soccer game was in Sag Harbor, which is north of where the Hamptons. It's directly north of where that is. That's like where Matt Lauer retreated to. Judy Wright says, when I was a kid, I met Clint Eastwood with my parents and went to a celebrity golf tournament. He loves golf, by the way, Clint does. And so all white people do. When we met Clint in the parking lot, his golf partner couldn't make it. He asked my father. That's a great story, Judy. That's crazy. That is crazy. What year was that? Huh. Yard time is all the time, says Crazy Robin. Yeah, Clint Eastwood's one of the original Hollywood golfers. I think Bill Murray is considered the best Hollywood golfer. According to my father. Going to prison is my worst fear, says Frank. I cannot stop watching prison shows. And you would think these prison shows would scare everyone straight, right? You would think if the more prison shows you watch, people would just be looking to play it completely straight and never break the law, right? It would scare everybody. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be the prison rules. Okay, I gotta go catch up here. All right, so I'm sorry, Chubby. So 5 miles away, this van pulls up and they say, follow us, or you've got to get in the van, or they're taking your shit from you.
No, that would never happen. That should have go back to Atlanta and Texas. No, sir. I'm not. You're not
So
driving.
You'd have a standoff with them in the street. You say, no, I'm not giving it to you. I got to see this too because I'm going to get fired, and you're not bullying me like that.
But see, I own my own truck, so that's a no go. It's either my way or no way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So I followed them there. Like I said, it took about 20 minutes because they was only going about 25 speed bumps. And I get to the gate, and the two guys get out of the van. Someone asked in the chat, were they armed? Yes, they were armed. And They was like, "You sure nobody's in the truck?" I was like, "Yeah, look inside." They looked inside, blah blah blah. And then they walked around the truck like, it's not Inspector Gadget. I don't have anything crazy on my ride. You know what I mean? And they was just like, "Okay." Then the guy was like, "Hey, it's a nice rig." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Appreciate it, man. It's just yours." Ask me questions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They opened the gate, and yes, it was a P on the gate. Yes, on
Yes.
all the gates, it was a P. Yes, sir.
Is
When I
that the
go,
reveal, or they let you know before that?
well, once I got when the guys came with the Sprinter van, they let me know who I was going to take the stuff to.
Okay.
You know,
And he said,
because
did he like rattle off, if you're P Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, like
they
that
said
kind
his
of
real
thing? Like,
name. They said his real
okay,
name.
Sean Combs, right,
It's
right.
like, you know who he is? I was like, of course. Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? Yeah, I know who he is. So we get to the gate, like I said, they got the little earpiece on. Hey man, the truck's here. And like I said, I got there early. I wasn't supposed to get there till 9. I got there about 6:30.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
you don't know. I don't think people realize how you can't time shit out there in the Hamptons. Like, you don't know. You can't leave early enough because it drops down. Did you go in the summer when you did this?
yeah.
Oh yeah, so in the summer it's worse. So traffic's ridiculous. You can only take one road. You don't know how long anything is going to take. When I would referee out there and go out there, I would leave 2 hours earlier than I normally would for anything else because I just didn't trust any of those roads. And is that what you did? That you just didn't trust the single road and
Yeah, because that's how small they were. You know what I mean?
yep,
And I was like, man, I don't want to get stuck going down the wrong street. You know what I mean? And I can't make sometimes I can't make a turn. It's because the curves are so short, the intersection. So I was just like, hey man, when they told me to wait, I was like, oh, that's good. At least I know if I screw up, it's going to be on them because I'm following them. They supposed to
yep.
know which way to go. You know what I mean?
Fuck you, Bayville. I'm never refereeing there again.
You remember Grace, Chubby Pickle? That was Grace laughing at the end. What the fuck? You can't play a stranger drop for Chubby Pickle's debut than that.
Someone in the chat was asking, does Chubby listen to Howard? Does Chubby is Chubby a fan of Johnny Depp movies? And I believe he's definitely a fan of Howard, aren't you, Chubby?
Yes, I know. I know the
Oh,
Stern
he
Show
met
very well.
Artie. Tell him your Artie story, Chubby.
Okay, John, do you remember when Sal made the apology tape? Hi, this is Sal
Yeah.
Governale. Okay.
That was what Bond just mimicked.
Okay.
His yeah.
During the show, Artie had reference. I was at a show and I talked to this big truck driver and he was like, "Yeah, man, Sal's a racist, man. You know what I mean?" And that was me. I was talking. That was me telling Artie that.
There it is.
Do you want me to get that for you, or do you have that take? I bet you I could find that for you.
Hi, this is Sal Governale.
Yeah, I seen Artie. He was outside. I was smoking and he came outside to smoke a cigarette. And we was talking. And Artie's genuine, man. He's a real solid dude, man.
Very
and
nice guy.
He asked me for a light. He had his little Marlboro Golds or something. Marlboro Lights.
You got a light.
We out there talking. He was like, "Did you enjoy the show?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Hey man, what's up with Sal, bro? It's like, is he against the brothers, man? Like that was kind of cold. You know what I mean? How he, his jokes, like that set the set he did. It was just wow.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
surprised
No,
somebody didn't get up and punch him in his face.
you should have. You
So
should have. It would have been justified.
I was like, Artie, man, Sal's a real racist dude, man. I don't know how you can, justify that his actions. He was like, yeah, man, yeah, he got the 143 thing going on. His wife's getting banged by somebody. He's got a lot of stuff going on. If he's just venting, I don't think he's a racist guy. So then I hear it on the show. I don't know if it was the next day or 2 days later. Artie was like, yeah, man, I was outside at the show and this big black guy walked up to me and was like, hey, man, Sal's a racist, man, And I was listening and I was like, holy shit, he's talking about me. Yeah, Artie.
That's crazy. I got to get that for you. Do you have that audio? Because I can easily get that for you.
Oh no, I don't have it. No, sir, no.
I bet you I can get the video. I think it's on video too. I think that was actually captured by Howard TV.
Probably so.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah, I've seen Artie again since then when he was on work release.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
When he was pumping gas.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was they had it on television. I had just left when they was taping it. He had like a blue New Jersey Devils hat, or it was a red, white, and blue hat. I think it was the Rangers hockey team or something. You guys seen that clip of him when he was taking when he was pumping the gas? I had just left. I gave him $20, to help him out. I had just left from there, and then I saw the clip. I was like, damn, I could have been on TV. You know what I mean? Yeah, we was there talking for a long time. But he
That's
was like,
really nice.
he said, hey man, I gotta get back to work because yeah, people starting to know who I am. I was like, oh wow, sorry, dude. But so I gave him a tip, and he went back to work, and I rode out. Yes, sir.
That is a great story.
Yes,
That is,
sir.
and that's I want to say, what is that? '07. I'm trying to think of when that went down. That I
No,
know Zach.
that's just a few years ago, John. That's like
No. I'm
2000.
talking about the Sal thing. The Sal.
Sorry. Oh,
Yeah, the
so,
Sal
well,
thing.
yeah, that's a
Oh,
long time ago.
can I say something right quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm 6'5", right? Howard is way taller than me, bro.
Now you've heard us analyze this, right? Ad nauseum on here.
He is way taller than me.
Now, Chubby, you've heard
Holy
us analyze that, right?
Of
All I
course,
do.
yeah.
So
And
we
then when
brought up
you
Magic Johnson 6'9". I know every height. Dennis Rodman 6'8". Shaq 6'7", 1.5", and Howard's literally head to head with Matt. Now I know Magic 6'9" because I saw a picture of the Dream Team the other day. Karl Malone is 6'9", and
okay,
Magic and Malone were head to head. They're exactly the same height. Howard is the exact same height as, if at best, an inch smaller than Magic, maybe. But there's no way he's not at least 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". You know why he does that? Because it makes him look less freakier if he says
Martha.
6'5", 6'6" is about the tallest you can be without being considered a mongoloid, and especially a white guy. So he lies about his height because he thinks he's good looking. It makes him less of a goblin if he says he's under 6'7".
He was
You're
there.
right.
He was
Yep.
there, and he was wiggering it out, bro. He wanted to be down so bad, man. Every black person he was there, he was yucking it up with him more and more and more. Every person he saw.
What did D.L. Hughley say, Chubby? Everybody wants to be black until the police show up,
Yeah, man.
and that's
Oh,
the Sal thing, right?
God.
That's the Sal
That's Mr. Gavin Alley.
Sal Master Shake. Uh, okay, so you get to the gate.
Hmm.
You know it's P. Diddy's,
Oh
and
yeah.
what's your opinion on P. Diddy at that point? This is 9 years ago. Are you? I feel like, just being a Caucasian, that black people don't actually listen to P. Diddy's music. They listen to the peripheral things that he produces, but they don't listen to his. White people listen to P. This is my take on this.
Okay.
Like, you listen to Biggie, but you don't listen to P. Diddy's solo stuff. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah, he has some songs that's catchy tunes. Like when he did songs with other people, like features.
Yeah,
Those are
he's
good.
always right.
As for
Would you
him
ca-
by himself, nah, no.
would you call him a cornball musical?
Very much so.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
um, okay, so what's your opinion on P. Diddy at that point, 9 years ago? Are you like, I know he's more of a mogul. His reputation, were you thinking about the Jennifer Lopez shootout in Tribeca, Soho? That you remember that it
Yeah.
was Christmas of '99.
I was a little upset what happened to his artist Shine, the rapper.
Ah, okay.
He took the fall for that. He bit the bullet for
Yeah,
that. And he got
yes.
deported and all that shit. And I think he was a pretty good rapper at the time. So I thought he was a dirtbag for that.
Yeah, of course. He's never gonna. He's got all these fall guys around. They take you through the gate. You see the
Hmm.
P, and you got to be just like, what? You have to process all this. And you've been around famous people before, but you're going through. How big is the driveway?
Pretty nice, man. They told me to keep off the grass.
Oh God, what are you gonna do to the? What are you gonna?
I'm like,
What are you
dude,
gonna do? You're gonna do donuts on the grass? Like what?
exactly. It's like whatever, bro. Just let's get this done because it was a COD. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I knew once everything was done, I was getting paid right then and there. So once I got in and I went through all the rigmarole with doing this, and they want to check this and ask questions and all this stuff. I was like, look, get me to where I'm unloading this stuff at. Let's do this.
How long is the whole process? You get to the gate, and you're driving probably like in a crazy driveway. I assume you can't see the house as soon as you get to the gate. Like,
Mm-mm.
you got to take you through this labyrinth, as they have out there.
Yes,
How
sir.
long is the whole process of the delivery?
From waiting for the guys to come pick me up,
Yeah, the
to
whole right
driving,
when you
the
first get
waiting,
to
the
the.
driving to the gate, that was like another 10 minutes. So the whole process before they started unloading one pallet off the back of the truck was about an hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Have
about
you
an
ever had
hour.
a delivery that long? An hour for one delivery?
Yeah, oh yeah. When I
And
go to Walmart, sometimes I spend all day there.
yeah, but that's the inventory is
Right.
more than I would think. What
Yeah,
he
they
did.
but no, they got the whole trailer.
Oh Jesus! So what did you deliver to the Combs residence?
Okay. All right. I think Autobot Al's a truck driver. He might understand what I'm saying. My trail has 3 different zones: freezer, cooler, dry. Okay, frozen food in the front, cooler stuff like refrigerated stuff in the middle, dry goods in the back. They had shrimp, lobster, okay,
Shrimp. I love shrimp.
scallops, all kind of seafood, whatever you think, calamari.
Okay.
They
Yes.
had any and everything you could think of seafood wise. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Very high dollar load. And
Is the
then
stereotype true about black people and shrimp?
what's that?
That black people love shrimp? Is that stereotype
I
hold
do,
true?
I
Okay.
do.
Okay.
I
I
thought
think
it was
everybody loves
different
shrimp then.
I
stuff.
do.
I
I
think
thought it
everybody
was
loves shrimp.
watermelon or something.
No,
Hold on a
stop.
sec,
No.
Wow,
John. John,
watermelon.
I've got
Shrimp's
Autobot.
a little more okay.
I've got Autobot on the phone. He wants to talk to you, John.
John, hey, I'm driving the truck through Wisconsin. I just want to say I love the show. Thanks a lot. The Chubby guy's really good. He's making us really happy. Bye, John. I love you, the show. Be funny.
Bon,
That was
if
Autobot. Just I don't.
Oh,
if there
sorry,
was such
Autobot. I
thing
thought
as
you was a trucker.
if there was
He's
such yeah, I
driving.
did too. If there was such thing as Autobot blackface, you just did it.
Yeah,
That was great.
I know. I knew that was going to piss Autobot off because every time I mention that he drives a truck, he goes, "I do not. I have never driven a big truck. I do not want you to say that about my name." And it's hold on. I think I've got him. Wait a sec. I got him back on the phone again.
It's Autobot. A-L, not A-I. John, don't say A-I. And I'm not involved in any truck businesses.
Okay, he's gone now.
Well, welcome King and Kevin Chester. That's great, Bon. The thing is, like, you're mocking Autobot because he wants to be on the show, and should be in the worst way, and will be, but he wants. So that's got to drive it into him a little. I saw Chubby Pickle in
It's
the
going to
van.
be
He's
tough show for him because it's going to
yeah,
be it's going to be a
stuff.
truck show. All we're going to talk about is truck.
Nice OJ reference, Barbara DeRush. I saw Chubby Pickle in the van, and he looking scared.
Hey,
I
looky
You know
know.
here.
Look at he look looking. Yeah.
Chubby was informing me about his truck, and he's got like a Winnebago type thing in the back, haven't you, Chubby? You've got like a
Yeah,
home.
yeah. My
Tell him
home away from
about it.
home. I have
This
a
is like a luxury suite, isn't it?
yeah. I have a truck with a super sleeper on there. It's 132 inches. I have a full king size bed, 2
Awesome.
burner stove, stand up washing machine dryer. Yeah,
That's
bathroom.
welcome Sky Spectre. You could literally do a YouTube show. And I'm not that people do this all the time. The road shows and all the various places you easily could do that. And it wouldn't take much, right? Just like a GoPro, right?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
And so you drive, you
video
easily could.
blogging. It's huge. They would love to see
It's
it.
huge.
Like you're in one place, and then 8 hours later you're live from another place. They would love it.
Yeah, I'm just coming back from Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh my God.
Fargo. Ugh, I
This
never
and
even
I
knew
mean,
that was a place. I just
no,
thought it
it's
was
a
a
real
movie.
place. It's a
Yeah,
real
I
place.
realized that eventually. Wow, I love the
Um
names. Fargo. It sounds so cool.
Sunflower Dragon says yes. Falcon is yes. He is in New York. He's from the South Bronx. Sunflower. It does not get any more New York than that. That is a tried and true one of the probably top 3 bet. Obviously, you saw the Warriors, right? Chubby Pickle,
I
right?
love that movie. Love it.
What's the park in the beginning? It's in the Bronx. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Because initially I thought it was like Harlem Central Park, but it's not. It's the Bronx. And what's the park again that
John,
Cyrus starts from?
John, your guess is as good as mine, brother.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's the Bronx. I thought it was like a major park in the Bronx.
No, no,
I
no.
used to know the name. I can't remember the name. I'm so
Bronx got
sorry.
a
The
lot
name
of big parks. The Bronx has
Armistice.
a plenty parks. Let me put it that way. I'm not sure, but you know what though? If you go back to the movie, when they show Cyrus, before they show Cyrus when he's standing in the tower, if they go by a sign real fast, is the name of the park on that sign.
Yeah. I know, and I used to have it down, and now it's just been too many gigabytes in my brain. I used to have it, and I need to watch that again. By the way, the movie's too short. If I were make the Warriors needs 40 more minutes, and they need to stop in more spots. You don't realize. I'm not sure the movie's even an hour and a half. I think it's less than that.
Yeah, I
And
think
they
it's
have deleted
yes.
scenes
Yeah.
that
It's not even 90
totally
minutes.
makes sense. It's not even 90 minutes.
Mm-mm.
I spent the whole night looking for a party house with Michael J. Fox, who lives right by Howard, and the dude from the Dr. Pepper commercials. I guess you're
Oh,
talking
wow.
about Doc. He's talking about Barbara Rush. There's cops deep in
Somebody
there.
said it was Van Cortlandt Park.
Okay, thank you. You see that? Okay, it's on the bottom. Thank you, Autobot. Right, Van Cortlandt Park. Autobot got it. He always gets it. Gramercy Park is in Manhattan, and I think that comes up in the middle of the movie. I think that's with the Lizzies. Remember the Lizzies when they get off at I think it was 23rd, and they get sucked into their world. That was, I think, Gramercy Park. But the movie should have been longer. And the scariest point in the movie is when the Turnbull ACs and they leave the Bronx and they chase them through the subway. And that, you talk about buses. That bus is the scariest thing. And they're a bunch of skinheads and they're banging on the
Mm-hmm.
bus and they're chasing them. That's the scariest thing ever. Sunflower Dragon says, I'm having marriage issues make you say the N-word 50 times.
Wow.
No, he's just racist, is Sally she's talking about. They were playing
Yeah.
Fitzsimmons clips where he was saying how racist Sal set had to be when Artie made that comment. I mean, there's no... And Howard hired him, Sunflower, knowing exactly who he is, knowing exactly what his bailiwick is. Racism, right? That's what Sal is.
But if
Howard
you see
hired
him, but if you, I'm sorry, John, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
go
off.
ahead.
But when you see Sal, when he's not on the show, or if he's like in a show or something like that, oh my God, he's all over us like stink on shit. Excuse my language.
No, no doubt about it. That's what I said with D.L. Hughley. Everyone wants to be black until the police show up. But there's a racist. He goes to the point where you got to remember this is an Italian guy from Suffolk County, from some of the whitest towns. He's from a town called Holbrook, Ronkonkoma, Long Island, and it is nothing but MAGA signs on every front lawn. It is literally Little Italy. Everybody from like the city moved to this place, and that's where he's from. So that's his background. It should not surprise anybody. He is that guy.
Oh yeah, and remember when Isaac Barinholtz called in during Hack Pack fight, and he said he saw Sal, and he said the same thing. He said it's so racist.
Yeah.
How many people do you need to testify at how racist he is before you realize? Yes, he's I've never seen anybody say that Sal isn't racist apart from bloody Howard or someone.
Let's not. We're not in the business of getting Howard a pass. Howard hired him, right? He knows exactly who he is. He knows exactly what he does, and he gets to be the racist voice of the show. Well, they play good cop, get bad cop, and Howard goes, "Oh, Sal, you're such a racist, but you played it. It's on your air. You hired him. That's you. That's on you. Then fire him."
Exactly. I'm loving this comment on the screen. Just leave that up for the whole show.
There's Amber. Welcome, man.
That's my stalker.
Yes.
Look at the face on that. Yes.
I'm trying to figure it. God, she reminds me of somebody. I can't get it. Damn it. Oh, God, God damn it, those cheekbones remind me of somebody. I can't get it. It'll come to me later. She's G. Kennedy, you were mentally challenged in a worse condition. What the hell? What a wise ass, this Amber. What's feisty, bro? We love it.
I'm loving Autobot in the chat. He's still telling people that he does not drive trucks.
Hey, you got something against truck drivers, dude?
I need everybody to know that I'm not involved in that industry.
All right, Autobot. How does he get through on the phone so easily?
Oh, I don't know.
Is Sarah on the switchboard just putting them through? Like, wow. Oh.
Jose Villatar says Sal's mistaken for Middle Eastern and he was given free coffee at some cafe. He loves it. He's like 10 different ethnicities. I never liked Diddy. Every ounce of my female intuition. That's right. That's right, Judy. So Chubby, you're in the driveway. They take you to the house.
Yes, sir.
You're actually at the house. How deep into the party is it? Has it even started? What time in the day is this?
Well, it's going about 8 o'clock now. So they're setting up now. They got all the tables and stuff out there, and as Bond say, Consuela, and everybody's out there doing their thing, man. And it's just like people just saying, like, a lot of these earpieces. Okay,
yeah.
Move here, move there, do this, do that, do this. Yeah, I had to wait for a crew. To unload the trailer.
I mean, you know that you know the landscape. You know about the white party, right? So you've already assumed. Oh God, this is the effing white party, right? This
Well,
is
once it was going down, I seen it. I seen it. Even the people that was the waiters and waitresses and people taking care of everything. Everybody was wearing white, and I was only wearing black. I didn't know. I said I would have dressed the part when I pulled up. I was like, hey man. Once I found out what it was, I said I would have dressed the part.
one
But
of the
did you
audios.
realize that it's the infamous white party? Do you know what I mean? Like you,
Hmm.
He's got to play
yeah,
it cool.
wow. So,
He's got to
so
play it
you,
cool.
so once you're in there, you can just walk around.
No,
Once
no.
you've been vetted, okay. So so someone's following you
Okay,
wherever you go.
okay. Here it goes.
This is
I'm
So
crazy.
loving this.
we there. I had to wait for a crew to start unloading, right? So okay, I bring the manifests out. They're checking the manifest. They're taking off the paper products first, all the dry goods, right? Everything's good. Then I see a guy. He's not in no suit. He doesn't have the earpiece. He comes up. He's like, "Hey man, thank you for coming early. Do you need anything? Drink, smoke, whatever,
It's got to
broad."
be tough to turn that down. It's got to be tough. You're never
Well,
going to get this opportunity again.
my only vice is I smoke cigarettes and I drink alcohol. But they was like, do you need anything? I was like, I can't drink because I gotta obviously leave, and I don't partake in marijuana. So he was like, so what about abroad? So I was like,
He said broad. That was a.
yeah. He was like, do you need anything? So I sort of, excuse me, everybody in the chat. I sort of bit that bone. I was like, let me see what you're talking about, and
Yes.
how it was right, because when I was there, when I was walking over to the house, there were women topless with the angel wings. That is true.
Oh my God.
That is true, and it's early, man. It's like going on 9 o'clock now, because I didn't leave until 2 in the afternoon. That's how long I was there for. And
Well, you're from Atlanta. That doesn't surprise you.
no,
That
no, no,
shit's
no, no,
not.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I'm from New York. I live in
Oh, I'm
Atlanta
saying you
now.
live in Atlanta now. I mean, you live in
Yes, sir.
Atlanta now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in New York. Yes, but they was like, basically take your pick. And the guy was like, hey man, you want a BJ? You want to effer? What do you want to do? You know what I mean? And I sort of was taken back because I was like, this can't be true. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
wow, this is really happening type shit. Excuse my language. Yeah, yeah.
Or this setting you up. It's almost like you being.
Set
This
up.
is like entrapment or something for
Yeah. So I was
prostitution.
taken back. I was like, wait a minute, this can't be going on. So I
This
just kicked back. I said, let me get back to the truck and make sure everything's coming off. Because like I said, it's a COD. So I got to make sure everything is there so they won't be like, hey, this is missing while I'm not there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This
So I
is
got to
this
make
is
sure everything's coming
this
off the
is
truck.
pure trafficking. I mean, this you just do not offer someone up like that unless they are bought and paid for and
And
sold.
this
You do not.
and, it, and this gentleman, John, he wasn't, like I said, he wasn't dressed up. I thought he was like a close friend of Diddy's that's running the show for him. Because,
Did he
you
introduce
know,
himself to you? Like, did he say what his name was?
no, he just was like, what's up, big man?
A big man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys, man, believe it or not, like I said, I'm 6'5", but these guys are wow, bro.
Yeah, wide. Right.
Short
Everyone's
dudes,
like,
man. Like looking up
Oh
to me and
God.
stuff. Like, what the hell? And they
wow.
got the jewelry and the big guns on the side. One guy had I don't know if it was an AR or a SK or something he had behind his back with a strap. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh God. That's so
Yeah.
intimidating. It's crazy. Was that your only what do you do? Is that your only delivery of the day? Like what's the process? You drop the stuff off and it's pallets and
Yeah,
then
everything's on
they're
pallets and they break it down. Like soon as it comes off, they have the manifest. So they're like, okay, take this in the house, take this to the storage, take this there, take that there, as the stuff is gradually coming off the trailer.
right.
There's a lot of movement, lot of movement.
Do you guys remember? I just thought of this like the other day, and it doesn't come. I don't know what happened to this guy. Do you? Because you thought of like you talk about like help. Do you guys remember Bentley Farnsworth? Puff Daddy had a shtick where he had a butler for a while.
Yeah, the guy with the
You remember
umbrella.
that guy? It was like a pro
Yeah,
wrestling kind of thing. Do
he
you
was
remember
there.
that Bond? Bentley. He was there. Bentley Farnsworth.
Farnsworth Bentley, he was
No,
there.
I have
Was that
no
was that his
idea.
real name, or was that made up? Bentley Farnsworth. I cannot
I'm
believe I
not
remember
sure.
that.
I'm not
And
sure.
they would do it. He was doing like a full blown like. Do you
Butler.
remember? Prince had that protege. Morris Day. and he had like a butler in the video, and he would just like
Jerome.
spray him with yeah. But Puff Daddy's liquor was it was
Ciroc.
Ciroc,
Yeah.
right? Ciroc. Did he have his wedding at Cipriani? Because that's what I remember Ross Zapin went to. That was how I connected Ross Zapin and the record executive with him. Cipriani, which was like it was like a wedding hall restaurant, like in Midtown. I swear to God that I remember that. I don't know why, but Cipriani, if that rings a bell. Don't worry about Shine. Says 12 Point. Welcome, 12 Point. He's a high level politician in Belize these days. Is that
Nice.
true?
Nice.
Is that true? What the hell?
Wow.
Huh. I got to read up on that. Thank you, 12 Point. I never liked Diddy. I read that already. Sorry. Jose Vilta Salas mistaken for I did that already. Down here. Okay, so they say they offer you and you check her out. You say, what makes you turn her down? Do you say no thanks? I probably shouldn't.
It's too soon. They didn't warm me up to it. They just threw it right in my face. Like either you
Yeah.
want it or you don't. You know what I mean?
Too good to be true, right? Too good to be true. This is weird. I can't. And like and what kind of time constraints do you have? Do you have to get back to somewhere on time?
No.
Could you have just stayed there
Uh-uh.
and slept in your truck?
Yeah, I could have, but they wanted me to sign an NDA.
Wow. So this is so we talk about NDAs
An
on here all the
NDA.
time. And wouldn't you say like the point of an NDA is that you can't talk about an NDA? Like, and if somebody's giving you an NDA, and I know Sunflower Dragon's gonna pipe up here. If someone's giving you an NDA, it's an admission that bad shit's about to go down, and we don't want you talking about it.
Or
It's
maybe
a
that they know
complete
that I'm not. They know that I'm not in the industry, and they're like, "Hey, man, this guy's just an average Joe. We don't need him telling them our secrets."
God.
You know what I mean?
Then you didn't sign it, right?
No, fuck no. For what? No.
Wow.
There you go.
I don't care about what's going on
Did
here.
you read it? Did you read it?
Mhm. Yeah, this shit was long. Like, yo, John, it was like signing a fucking mortgage to a house. That shit was thick, bro. It was thick. Pages and pages and pages. I'm like, what is this shit? They was like, yeah, man, if you want to stay, we're inviting you to stay. You know what I mean? You did do us a favor. You know, because they told me, they was like, yo, man, we had parties before and dudes come at the start of the party, folks got food waiting for them and shit like that. So they was like, yo, we really appreciate you getting out here early. If you decide to stay, you got anything white? Then I told them I didn't have anything white. They said, we'll get you something white if you want to stay.
Wow. That's nice, I guess.
That is so. And I'm not even saying like you should be a star fucker. I just would think like you're never gonna get this opportunity again. You know what I mean? Like this is just never gonna happen. You in this, the delivery is never gonna happen. You're never gonna be here. You don't have to be anywhere after that. And it's easy for me to say, "Oh, take advantage of it." But I don't know. It's too much. It's like a surreal. It's too much to take in.
There you go. Because like I said, John, if they would have warmed me up to it, like, hey man, come, have a drink and chill out, leave your truck over there, don't worry about it, nobody's gonna mess with it, you can stay as long as you want. If you get drunk, go to sleep, sober up, cool. But they was just like, hey man, here's what you want. Everything you want is right here. Like,
so what happened after you said no? How did they treat you then?
They was just like, all right, cool, let's get his money and send him on his way.
Yeah.
What kind of tip did they give you?
$1,000.
Wow.
What?
He pulled it right out of his pocket. I mean, he had a bankroll at least 6 inches thick. He was like, here you go, bro.
What were you expecting?
Maybe 100, 200.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, think about it. They occupied an hour of your time. I'm not saying that that's $1,000 worth, but that's a lot you had to go through, and I do think you deserve it. Actually,
yeah. The low pay $7,000,
and they're also paying you off without signing the NDA. You're not gonna rat on them if you just got $1,000.
Right, like I'm good. Like
right.
I know the code, bro. Like I'm not gonna say nothing. I want to come back.
Man, you could have had the best night of your life. Imagine the gear they would have had. They would have had enough coke to sink. I mean, it'd be like Pacino and Scarface. You could have just gone. You might have died that night. That would have been the downside because
I talked to Mike the cop while I was there.
Really? Howard's Mike? How did you know who he was?
I saw him standing next to Howard.
Wow. Oh, so this is Howard's at this party.
Yeah, Howard, the same picture you got up on the screen. That's the same party.
Oh, well, you said 9 years ago. That's 20 years ago.
Well, the white party that I went to is not this one right here. This one was he was at this one right here. This was 20 years ago.
This is 03. This is
Oh
20 years ago.
no. I went to
Okay.
another one after that. Yeah, but Howard was there.
Oh, so Howard's at the other one. We
Yeah,
don't hear about that. He
yeah,
did
he was
not
there.
bring that up on the. But you listen to the show. He never brought that up, right?
No. That's
So
why I was.
now
That's
he
why I
has
was
an
trying to get
NDA.
on. Yeah, he
Howard's
was
got
there.
it. Right. So that's for not. Oh, so here we go. So obviously Howard has an NDA. Bond. This is our theory that all this is true. They make him sign NDAs. He can't. Remember when with Aniston that Beth wasn't allowed to talk about being at
Yeah.
the Aniston Thoreau party? He's
Mhm.
literally signing NDAs. This goes on out there. This is crazy shit.
Yeah, he was there.
If Chubby Pickle had to sign one, Howard had to sign one because he doesn't want him talking about it on the air because that's
Yeah.
blowing up his spot. This is 9 years ago, and he's trying to keep I certainly never heard him talk about it. 9 years ago is what, 2014, 2015. There's no stories about the white party on the show. How
No,
would he not bring that up?
Yeah.
Right? He
Yeah.
comes back from a fucking vacation. He hadn't taken the summers off yet. He comes back and goes, I just sat around and painted and hung out and watched TV. No, he was at the fucking white party and he was not allowed to talk about it.
hey
Yeah,
John,
this is the
when
dick that Howard became.
Yes.
when he was
This is
saying
Turk era.
he was ready to leave because there wasn't no food, bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We
Of course.
were all over that. Yes, I don't believe it. I
Bullshit.
don't either.
Bullshit.
If you go listen to any party talk with Howard from those days, Chubby, it's the same. It's
MO.
the same talking points every single time. I couldn't find food, and when I did, I was shoving it in, and there was nowhere. The bathroom. It's the same. He repeats the same party talking points to everything he goes to. I just picked up on that last week. That I realized that he has the same talking points to every party he goes to. The professional victim can't get food, and there's no bathroom, and he doesn't know how to get in. It's the same. It's never smooth. It's never smooth. It's always he's going through this labyrinth, and he couldn't have fun, and he wants to leave early. God damn it! So you're in there. You see Howard and Mike the cop. How many security does Howard have around him?
It was 4.
He's bringing security with him, Bond, to the party. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
So
It's
he has.
fucked.
What these is this we say SEAL team sex all the time. So Mike the cop's one of them.
That's funny.
Do you are the other? Give us the profile of the other three because we don't know these guys.
Crew cut.
Okay.
Anglo-Saxons, like Aryan dudes. Like they didn't say hardly squat. They
Just
nodded their
stoic.
head. Hey,
Nothing.
how you doing? None of that. Like they was around him. Like I couldn't live like that, bro. Like they
Oh,
like not even a foot away from him at all times. You know, I'm sure they got some secrets to tell. Like I know they all in his
of
conversations and
course.
man, dude, but they just so close, man. It's like I couldn't live like that.
But
I couldn't
Chubby,
live like
you're
that.
looking at these guys, right?
Mhm.
Is it necessary? Who's bothering him at this? Like,
Nobody.
right? There's nobody. He's bringing. One would think he's bringing more attention to himself by having 4 people swarming him than if he just was trying be a civilian like everybody else, just blend. And he
But
can't even do it.
he talks to everybody, John. It's like
Right.
he's trying to make friends.
Right.
You know how he's trying to say like, oh, nobody wants to sit with me at a party and stuff like that. He's trying to sit with people. He'll see a group
Right.
of people. He wants to go over there. You know what I mean? He'll tap one of the guys like, hey, I'm getting up, like move back, and they following him like puppies. You know what I mean?
Did
Like,
you
it's
have any?
crazy.
Did you have any dialogue with Howard himself
With
or Mike?
Ralph,
Ralph was there. So
Berryface.
we were right about that. Ralph, god damn it, he gets it. Did you see was Ross Apin there?
No. Mm-mm.
What did you say to Ralph?
Oh, Ralph was like, you're not dressed for the party. He was trying to make a joke. He wasn't being a dick
Right.
about it. He's like, I see somebody didn't get the notice of what to wear. I said, I'm making a delivery, dick. You know, because I knew him from the
Calling him a
show.
dick?
You know, so I was playing with. I was like, I'm making a delivery, dick. Like, you know, I said that to him.
Damn.
And he in real life, in person, yo, his lisp is ridiculous, bro. Like he was
Oh,
talking. I was like,
really?
whoa, don't spit on me, bro. Like for real. Bad teeth.
Um,
Oh my god.
so Howard's right there, but he doesn't make eye contact with you. He's sort of just like indisposed, or he's just like, away from it, and he's being swarmed by 4 security guys and Ralph. Where's Beth at this point?
She was mingling.
She's mingling.
I didn't see her. Like I just seen the back of her head. She
So the back
was
of her
mingling.
head.
Hmm.
And Howard just doesn't say anything to you. He's just sort of like
Oh no,
looking the other way.
He spoke
Oh, he spoke.
because Mike the cop that's how I started talking to Mike the cop. Because, like I said, I'm 6'5", and he was like, "Hey man, you're a tall guy. What do you do?" And I told him, I'm delivering the cocktails and the food you guys eating right now. He's like, "Oh wow, the food's excellent. Like I cooked it and shit." But then, we started talking. He's like, "How tall are you?" I said 6'5", and he was like, "Howard, here's somebody you ain't got to look down to." And Howard looked.
Wow.
He looked over his glasses, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "Hey man, I love the show." He was like, "Oh man, appreciate that. Thank you." And that was it.
And and obviously it was the show had started to really suck by that point. I mean, this is like 2014. He had just, by the way, he just fired the Howard TV staff and got rid of all the good shows like, Black on Black and Back Office Radio and stuff. That's like the really turning point when the show got bad, like right about that time
That was the
when you
Eric the
have,
Midget days.
yes, that's right. And you're 6'5", you're next to Howard, and you think he's about 3 inches taller than you
He stood
as you
up.
stand. He stood up, and he's got that horrible posture. They call it the Wigga mortis, and the Wigga bifida in the back. How did the hair? Bond wants to know how the hair looked up front.
Yeah, definitely.
You could tell
Ridiculous.
if you seen him in person, you know that's not real, bro. It's not real. It's not real.
You
He
just
needs to
look at
give it
that,
up,
go,
man.
there's no how. See, Howard just turned 60 at that point when you saw him. Like that's
It's
right
not
after the
real.
birthday bash. Oh my God.
This is what you missed out on, Chubby. You could have, you could have taken one of these ladies off.
Easy.
Is that? Oh, there you
Easy.
go. And look at what they're wearing. I mean, Jesus, these halo.
And
Oh my.
that's a Bond. That's the cocktail waitresses, not the ones that was in the pool, man. It was TNA everywhere, brother.
Oh my
This is
God.
this is blatant, and there's no way, Chubby, that you could be at this party
Mhm.
and not know, even if you're not engaging it, the trafficking exists. You know what's going on. There's no way you don't. There's no how you can't be that stupid. Something there's you know what I mean? Like you are not. I'm not saying you're an accomplice, but you're a witness, and this. You just don't. They're bussing, and are these girls underage? In your
No,
estimation?
no. Well, you know what? Hey, makeup can hide things,
Yeah.
but none didn't seem that way.
Bond just said, bitches, you can't tell bitches from 15 to 25 now. You don't know they look right. So that's crazy. Bond wants to know how many snow bunnies were offered to you.
Quite a few. Oh no, offered to me. No, it did. Okay, this is how it was. When the guy asked me what did I want, like did you partake in this and that and that, and I said, I'll have a drink or two, or I don't. I said I drive a truck, so I don't do drugs. So anyway, make a long story short, I was walking. We was walking to where the party was going, setting
Right.
up at, and like I said, it's a lot of movement. He was like, you like these girls here? Then he got the ones that's getting ready for the pool, and I'm talking about they getting dressed like right there in front of everybody. The fucking
And that's
the
deliberate, right?
wings and stuff.
They have them do that to tease you and to let them know that, oh, these girls are down for anything. They're going to get changed right in front of you.
Basically, it's like anything goes. There's nobody saying no to anything.
What about the bullshit Howard was talking about with the bathrooms? That's bullshit, right? There's
Come
bathrooms
on,
everywhere.
No,
I know.
all,
Nobody believed it. I know. I just wanted you to say it.
I'm a freaking truck driver, bro. Like they asked me, do I want to go inside? You want
I
look
would
at
say to
look at that
them,
one right there. Jesus Christ.
That's more
I'd say
like
to
it, isn't it? That's what they're all wandering around like that, Chubby.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
one on the
God.
left, the second one from the left looked like Holly Robinson without rhinoplasty.
Oh
Right?
wow. I can see
Doesn't
that.
she? Yeah.
I can see that.
By the way,
Let
he
me-
has such a type. P Diddy has such a type. They're all light-skinned bitches, right?
Oh, it was some chocolate chicks there.
Okay, so
Look
but
at Buddy in the
most of the
background.
time,
Look at him holding his mouth.
look at the guy in the background. This is
Oh
crazy.
yeah, see that's where Zos Rapin would be, right in the
Yes.
background there.
Yes.
Right. Let's get this shit off the screen.
But that's the type. That's exactly that. The girl on the right, the far right, that's every P Diddy broad. And that's every NBA wife, by the way, on sitting in the first 5 rows of, say, I don't know, Golden State 76er game. That's every who's she is a player's wife and or girlfriend. That girl on the right, that is every NBA wife, right?
They look like Ellen in the background.
Oh my God, Ellen has ties to him. Chubby, did you know
Wow.
about this?
No, sir.
There's an interview with Ellen And he's like, Ellen, you know about these parties? I says, yeah, I do. I know about these parties. And
Wow.
they had this like kind of compilation of him just kind of hiding in plain sight.
They did
God
have
damn it.
a little area where it was like VIPs only.
Okay.
Like
What
you couldn't get
was
back
it
there.
roped off, or did you see?
There was just
Was it
like
like a?
two guys standing by each door. Like don't even ask no questions. It's like the basement of Studio 54 type shit. Like
Yeah,
nobody goes in there unless you welcomed. You know what I mean?
but that's what Howard said in his thing. He knew exactly what was going on, and didn't he say Russell Simmons and Jay-Z were in there? Then how did you know they were in there
No, no,
if
no.
you
That's
didn't go?
that's this party right here that you got the picture of. The one I went to, it was just wide open.
Oh, no,
Nobody
no, I
was
know, but Howard said that he knew about this other party that was going on
okay.
within the party, and he goes, Jay-Z and Russell Simmons. Then how do you know they're in there if you didn't go in there?
Exactly, because probably by the time he showed up, they were probably was already in there, so he wouldn't have known if he didn't go in there.
Oh,
Mr.
look at
Belvedere.
this. Ashton Kutcher having a lot of fun in 2009, I believe, at this party. Look at this. Jeez,
Yeah,
everyone was there.
the good
Guys are wild.
news the good news about this is that Ashton Kutcher is impossibly going to go down. I don't think he'll ever work in Hollywood again. I think that they were literally talking about he and what's her name? God, why can't I think of his wife's name? Mila Kunis are going to leave the country because they just don't it would there's no way to come out of this looking good. There's just no way. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for donating. Pause the cause. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah says the Diddy baby oil may have been liquid roofies that wiped the memory when applied to skin. Worked faster than a pill dropped in a drink. We'll never see any list much like it's so similar to Epstein. It
I
really
agree.
is. And like Epstein, why is this considered a federal trial? Because the FBI arrested him?
Yeah, it has to
And
be.
I say that because, and I don't agree with this at all. And I scream about this all the time. This isn't going to be televised, right? Of course, this won't be televised. Of course, another New York trial won't be televised. We can never see this shit. I'm gonna have to reenact it with court transcripts and stuff.
I just want to see him
Because
shirtless in 1994, bent over his drafting table.
thanks, Sarah. I agree. Thank you, Sarah. There are federal offenses. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, so right. So we're not going to see it. And somehow somebody created a rule where I don't even understand why it's a federal offense. So no cameras. No, I don't care if it's federal. What year is this? Get the fucking cameras in there. God damn it. Everybody's got a camera on their phone. We can't see this, but we can read the transcripts and imagine. Who are we protecting? Show the shit. Show it. Thank you, Sky Spectre. Gina and I grew up in too much stuff. So you with more luminaries, Chubby. Who else we got besides Howard? I know you can spot them at this. You have the gift of who else are we noticing here?
Oh boy, at that party, who did I see? Let me
It's
see.
probably some big executives that
Well,
you wouldn't know
yeah,
their face.
a lot of record dudes.
Yep, rec executives.
The dude, what's his name? Clive Davis. He was there.
Clive, yeah, I got a Clive Davis clip coming
Yeah,
up.
I shook his hand. He was cool. A lot of,
He's got
like you said, a lot of record execs,
right. You wouldn't
movie
know.
stars. I saw a few. Like I seen plenty of rappers. A lot of guys.
There's some
Black
weird
Rob,
people. Like,
and
I'm
Yeah.
looking this up now, and look at this. Regis
Oh,
Philbin.
Regis.
Wow.
look at
What
Regis
is that? David Stern the late David Stern on our right, his left?
with the glasses.
No, yeah, doesn't he look like Commissioner David
Yeah, he
Stern?
does, but I don't think that's him.
Oh,
Look at the little
here.
young Philly with him.
Oh, is that Reba McEntire on? What kind of street cred is this?
Vera
Reba
Wang.
McEntire and Regis Philbin.
Wow, this is
Who's
'99.
Vera
Wow.
Wang? Someone.
This is
I need
99.
Monique here to tell us who designer Vera Wang is.
I guess
But
that's on the right.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. Regis turned up.
Reba
Oh
and
man.
Regis.
Oh, I'm blown away by that. I'm just looking through these pictures. So keep going. I'll find you. Keep going, Chubby. I'll find us. Oh, I've got some great ones. I mean, we could just. Jesus, have a look at this. This is starting to blow my mind. These parties. Just look at the
Yeah, G Canada goes, Chubby Pickle's living Arm's ultimate dream at this party. What would Arm give to get an invitation to this party?
Look at
Why does shit
this.
got to be white? I hate white. I'm such a slob. I'd have a Roy G. Biv coffee stains on my fucking shirt by 8:30 at night.
That's
There's
classic
no,
Arm.
I can't wear white. I can't wear white. I won't wear white. I don't even understand. Bon, go back to that picture.
Yeah. There we go. Let me
All
zoom
right.
in.
Can
Yeah,
you
that's the
zoom in a
night.
little more?
That party's about to be over.
Okay, it looks like David Beckham on the right, right? The blonde guy on the almost close to far right. Yeah. I don't think it's him,
There's
but it looks exactly like
so
him.
we could go through these. Is that Ralph there? I don't know. There's so many. I'll try and I'm gonna try and find some really star-studded ones. But isn't this
The
crazy?
craziest thing is that Pickle's a Howard fan, and they put him right next. I mean, he just happens to pop in right where Howard is, right where Howard, and he knows Ralph. Did you know who Mike the cop was, or did
No,
he introduce him? Yeah,
he
that's
introduced
not a
himself.
name you hear that often. You didn't hear that
Yeah,
name then.
he introduced himself.
What was his last name?
No, he just said I'm Mike.
Mike, just Mike.
Yeah.
Here's a
Yes.
guy who's in so much trouble as well.
Does
Fucking
it surprise
unbelievable.
you Russell Brand is mixed up in this? He's such
No.
a shitbag.
Douchebag. Oh, there's
Some of the
so
most
many.
annoying people in Hollywood are all mixed up in this, and they can't go down hard enough. Who I got a good clip I found by accident. I didn't even know he was. I forgot. I know he was in the same movie as him. Are we forgetting anything, Chubby? After you speak into Howard, you're kind of looking around, and you're there the entire time. It's an hour. That's probably a long hour. Like
No,
where
no,
you're
no,
just
no,
like,
no, John. I didn't leave until 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
oh, okay. Okay, so
It was.
you got there at 8 in the morning.
No, I got there at 6. I waited to about 6:30. I made the phone call. They drove me in. From the time they picked me up to the time I started loading, it was about 8 o'clock. Now
Okay.
the rest of the time I'm mingling, talking. Guys asking me questions because, like I said, I stuck out like a sore thumb. I'm the only one wearing black. You know what I mean? So like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? So that was a major conversation at first. Then when I told them what I did, they was like, "Oh man, thanks." Getting pats on the back. The fucking what's this? What's the champagne that they used to drink all the time?
Cristal.
Yeah, there you
Cristal.
go. I had bottles of that on the trailer. I had everything they needed, and
Wow.
everything, John, everything that came off the truck, it just left. Like, okay, that's here. Go this way. One go that way. One go this.
What
Just
do you
moving,
think
moving.
it costs? A $500,000 party, do you think?
No, more than that.
Kirkland's.
More than that.
Wow.
Easy a mill.
Chubby, how do you deliver all
Wow.
that different stuff from the same service?
Well, like I said, I picked up half a load in Texas, Dallas.
Okay.
Then I picked up the other half in Atlanta, and I drove it up that way. Now, when I
Damn
got the load, they didn't even tell me. They just said, "Hey, man, we got this load paying X amount of dollars. Do you want it?" I said, "Yes." I didn't know where it was going, who it was going to, but when I knew it was going out to the Hamptons, I knew it was somebody with some money. You know what I mean?
I would have been like,
Yeah,
want to use the bathroom? I'd have been like, no, just pee in the pool.
I'm sure they would ejaculate in the pool.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was. I'm sure there's all kinds of things in there. And David Blaine and Chevy Chase.
This motherfucker, David Blaine, has been weaseling his way into this shit for forever. He's always been, and I never understood, like, what the hell is he so wealthy from? Does he perform in Vegas, or what is?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever
I
see
think so.
him in like
all of
Atlantic
those stunts he does are sponsored?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fucking
I
loaded.
miss
And
Fiona Apple again. Just because I saw him, and now I miss Fiona Apple all over again. And Chevy Chase is there, and that's how Howard became friends with Chevy Chase. That whole Lorne Michaels connection in Amagassett, and that whole Saturday Night Live crew was out there, and that's so you at 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when you see Howard and Ralph and like the cop and his 4 security around him. You talk to them for about 2 minutes about
No, me and Ralph talk about. I say about 15.
Wow. Did you drill him in any dirt? Did you get
Of
any dirt on him?
course, I want to know
Let's hear-
everything, man.
let's
I asked
hear
him
what he-
about. I asked him about the time him and Gorillo had the threesome with the girl from Scores. I asked about all kinds of stuff, man.
Jesus. What did he say about it? What did he say about Grillo?
He laughed. He was like, Gorilla got PP.
Wow. Oh, see, this is crazy. And what else did you ask him?
um, I really asked him. I said, "Man, look, how like he was already smoking, so he was good. Ralph was.
Yeah,
I don't
truth
know what else
serum.
he was on, but he had a doob with him. You know what I mean? Because that's what he told me. He said, "You mind if I light up a doobie?" I was like, I don't care. Partake in what you want. I'm just glad to be talking to him. You know what I'm saying? So I asked him. I said, "Yo, do you like how close are you to Howard, man?" He's like, "Hey, man, he's like my bestest friend in the whole wide world. He takes good care
Wow.
of me." He told me this. Now, I don't know if he was high or he was just trying to make Howard to be super good or whatever. But he said Howard paid for his apartment and everything, bought his car. He don't pay for shit, man.
Yeah, we don't know that stuff we assume, but that's never been divulged.
Yeah, he was telling
That's
me all
all
kind of
stuff we
stuff,
always
man.
assume. Oh, of course, Al W says dozens of high-profile Hampton celebrities not having food or bathroom access is a pretty weak lie.
Yeah,
It is a weak lie,
exactly. That's
huge one.
crazy, man.
He's such a I don't want to say skilled, I don't. He's just a serial liar. And the reflexive move is he tries to make himself out to be the victim or he's the hero of the story or the anti-hero, is that he's always put out and he repeats the same party tropes all the time. And yeah, there's no lie too small for him. And you can't even trust bathroom access at a party now because and you saw a thing with Lois Lane from Smallville, right? Erica Durant, we talked about. And she said that they made up. It's like kayfabe in pro wrestling when they tell you they made her make up a story about naked parties to tell Howard. And if you can't trust that, you can't trust him with bathroom stories. I mean, God knows what percentage of what he says is a lie. 80%. Is he ever tell the truth?
It sets a scary precedent. Exactly.
He can't even tell the truth about bathrooms at a party. Like it's
And
not even a
this
good lie. It's not even interesting.
he's probably your most uh
Oh, I have that picture in
devious
one of my
picture.
videos, Spawn.
So we got Russell Simmons.
Wow, that's a
I
star-studded
don't know
list.
some
Yeah.
of these people.
I see J-Lo.
Natane Adcock, Matthew Broderick, Sarah Jessica Parker,
Yes.
Paul Walker.
Alia, Jennifer Lopez, Lisa Zane, Billy Zane, Veronica Webb. I don't know who that is. Andre Harrell. Don't know who that is.
Billy Zane is in Titanic. Bonnie played the villain.
Oh, I know who Billy
Yeah.
is. Come on. I meant Andre Harrell, Veronica Webb. I don't know who they are, but Billy's
Veronica
classic.
Webb
There
is a
he is there.
model. Veronica
There's
Webb
Billy.
is a model who was big
That's
in the
Paul
90s.
right there, Brian.
And there is a suggestive, this is when Howard was way separated by this point, but he only announced it in 99. So Veronica Webb is on the show, and on the Howard TV, he gropes her and has this suggestive hug with her, which is ridiculously over the line, and starts groping her. And I don't know if he thinks the camera's still rolling. I was going to show that video on Gunk, and they, we just goldfish brained out of it. I had that all ready to go.
Of course, yes.
This is such a Hamptons click. We got Sarah Jessica Parker, far right. Is that Russell Simmons on the far left?
Yeah, with Kimura.
Yeah, okay, that is him. Yes, good.
And the far left is
Okay.
Paul Walker right there with the suit.
God, he's still alive. This is 99. No, what is this? 03? 2000, right?
This one right here?
Yes.
Had to
Yeah, I
be.
think it is.
They
Yeah,
have this.
2000, July
They have
2.
yeah. So that's July 2nd. So, Chubby, was it early July?
Yeah.
The date of so it's always going to be. It's basically a 4th of July party, and they all wear white. I mean, it's basically always going to be around the 4th of July. This is July 2nd, where this picture.
And look at how many of these people have disrespected Diddy's rules here and not worn white. Jesus.
Shit, he ain't got on white. You see him back there with J-Lo?
Oh, she doesn't have to. Chubby, what else did you get out of Ralph before I forget?
Oh, he talks to Howard like crap, dude. Like when we was talking,
shits on him, like right in
oh
front
my
of you.
god, he curses him out and like, what do you want? Why are you bothering me? Like we was talking, and one of the security guards, Howard tapped one of the security guards to get Ralph like away from me to talk to him about something. Ralph was like, "You see me talking? What the fuck you want?" I'm like, "Yeah, whoa!"
It's like a father and son relationship in a way.
Man.
You know, it is.
Did you hear what he just said? He had security get Ralph away from. He couldn't. That's how ridiculously charmed. He couldn't shoo away his supposed best friend. he had to have security take hold of Ralph. I mean, we've seen Ralph when he was zooted. Like Ralph's on all sorts of drugs.
Yeah,
Ralph
I
does
don't know. Yeah, he was
ecstasy,
going.
not just yeah. And so he has a routine, I suppose. But this is great, Chubby, by the way. I cannot thank you enough for this.
Hey,
And I
no
know it
worries.
sounds like thank you, Zersky, by the way. Um, he, obviously Howard has a routine now, and Ralph's around him that he has security, a protocol where he has security deal with Ralph. Is that not the craziest shit? Could you imagine having a best friend and sicking security on
Yeah.
your best friend?
That's because Ralph. Yeah, well, no, I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. Yeah, obviously I believe it, but it's just fucked up. It's a fucked up codependent relationship, I guess. Like
Yeah, they're
Ralph.
going crazy about Chubby's reveal here, and I didn't. So yeah, I think Melvin. I think Howard's been to every one of these parties since the first time he went, and he was sworn because he blew up their spot in '03. He's not allowed to talk about it since. By the way, P Diddy has not been on the Stern Show since. Oh, I have every single P Diddy appearance in my folder. He has not been on the show since '06.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I think he's been to every one of these parties and he's only talked about it once. And I bet you since '03 he goes every year. And there's all sorts. It's Ross Zapin. It's, who knows who the luminaries that were there? Because you were there at 2 in the afternoon. Who knows who showed up after that?
I mean, we was just talking, man. Just talking about the show and everything. I'm like, I was asking about what Eric the Midget and Ralph was like. I really can't stand the dude, but I like doing his voice. And
Yeah.
I was like, y'all heavy on Eric the Midget, man. Y'all leaning on him too much, man. He was like, yeah, man, you really ain't got no content. He kept it real. He said it. We really don't have no content. I would just got a goddamn fill air time.
Do you have any recollection? I mean, you could paraphrase it. What is Ralph screaming at Howard? Is it he's not kidding around, breaking his balls? He's genuinely. Is it just like a bitch fit? Like he's not Howard's not fun, or he's not
He's not.
reacting to him, and
He
and
just he
Ralph's.
just he just sat there. He just sat right there where he was at, eating and talking, and the security guys standing around him. And like I said, after Mike, went back over there to Howard, me and Ralph started talking more. So like I said, me and Ralph talking, blah 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 blah, and then I guess Howard gave a sign to one of the guys like he needed Ralph for something,
God
and
damn it!
Ralph said to the security guard, he's like, what's going on? Howard needs you. He's like, man, and then he yelled over there, Howard, like, do you see me talking? Like, what the fuck you want? Like, give me a minute, goddamn. Like, whoa.
He can't even summon his own best friend. He needs a go between to get Ralph. It's like the straight who acts like it is so. I don't think people realize the magnitude of help he has. That he can't. We always talk about like this is beyond. He can't talk to his own best friend without a go between. Is that he's too? How far away is he, Chubby? What 10 feet?
Not even.
Or less.
Excuse me, give or take about 5.
You must have been like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Like, you just got finished telling me that this man pays for everything in your life. Why are you chumping him off like that? He's like really bitching him out, like for real.
Damn.
He may well have been saying something to Howard like, "Hey, I want you to come over and come with me and talk to this guy." And Howard was like, "No, I'm staying here."
Yeah, because he spotted him as a civilian.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that. I don't think it necessarily means that Ralph was being a complete dick. Ralph might have been saying, "Hey, remember this guy? He's over here. Come with me now. Talk to him." Which happens all the time at parties. People come up to you and go, "Come over here. Come over here." So I could just totally imagine Howard's security guards they just slowly put their hand up against his chest.
I'm saying Ralph's the good guy in this. Howard's a dick. Ralph's trying to be convivial with Chubby, and he doesn't think it's a big deal. And Howard looks at Chubby like he's a civilian because he's not wearing white, and I can't talk to this guy because he's not a celebrity. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. Yeah, and I love it that his security and anything that seems to annoy Howard, they'll move it away, even if it's his son or if it's his daughter. I mean, if they were arguing, and I can imagine his security just like anything that annoys Howard, I just move them away
that's the job.
with my arm. I love that. And Sarah asked. I'll just mention that there's a classic picture of LeBron James dressed up as a
snap.
Did
as
you
a
ever see him as Edward Scissorhands?
no.
There's a
Wow.
great he goes as Edward Scissorhands for a Halloween party. It must have been like 10 years ago. It's good. It actually looks really good. And yeah, LeBron got brought, but that's got to be LeBron by his third season, or that looks like Miami Heat or early Cavs LeBron,
Wow.
right?
Dressed up as a maid to spark significant online debate. The photo first appeared when hip hop Sean Combs was being prosecuted for severe offences like racketeering. In the picture, LeBron is seen allegedly clicking a mirror selfie in a maid coded white apron. Good Lord. Attached with a black corset with white. Broad wrote this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Monique wrote this with white detailed embroidery and a toque, a chef's hat. Since the time LeBron's picture went viral, the internet seems to have mixed reactions to it. While many say this does look like something which LeBron will do, whereas some people think it's an AI generated image. Oh fuck!
No, that's too good.
That Howard wore the same thing. Howard wanted to wear the same thing because he would any opportunity to dress in drag. You can never be too honest as melody mix. The truth may hurt, but lies destroy. That's a Howard quote. Yeah, I'm
I got to
sure.
say, he wears that outfit well. It hugs his figure
There's your
well.
there's your wrestling reference, Chubby. Nick Blackwinkle, I mean. So Brendan says the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase had only one single bodyguard, well hung Virgil. That's so true, Brendan. And Howard needs four. Even Ted
Four,
DiBiase.
four, and those guys were so small, man. Like, wow, I was like, really, like, they're like Ronnie size. Like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
they gonna do if something really happens? You know what I mean? Like,
You've seen the
come
video
on.
that Opie posted, right? When Howard had the hallways cleared and he was walking through. And
Yeah.
so I think Mike the cop might, well, you got to look at that. Bond, can you get that for Chubby, if we can identify if that's the same guy you spoke to? The
I
Opie video of
can.
him. If you, you
I'm
don't have to if you don't want. I know I don't want to put you on the spot.
just no. I'm going for it.
Rick the
Just give me a
electrician
sec.
says this is very interesting. 9 years ago, it was when he went woke. It's when he went boring. It's when he went no comedian on the show. That's when Marcy took hold too. Rick, this is also at the beginning of Me Too. Shit's hitting the fan at that moment. Hollywood, yeah, he's not going to talk about this party. That's exactly right. I know he's been to every one of them since. I knew there was something going on. That's crazy. And did Howard not well? Did Howard's people see you with the NDA?
No,
Like
no.
when you were presented with the NDA, did people like look at you and you go, how did they present the NDA to you? You got to sign this shit,
When
and
when I gave them the manifest to tell them, what's on the truck, the product that's on the truck, they gave me that. They was like, "Yo, if you want to stay, sign this." And I was like, "What the hell is this?" And they was like, "It's an NDA." I was like, "What the fuck is an NDA?"
you didn't even right.
Non-disposal agreement. I was like, "I know the code, bro. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not signing this shit. Get out of here." You know?
Knowing what you saw of Howard, just in that, and knowing you know him and whatever from the show, listening to us and all
Hmm.
the, you would have no doubt that Howard's clearly making his staff sign NDAs, right? If
100%, bro.
as
100%.
standoffish as he was, there's no question he's doing that.
Yeah, he's.
Um,
Mm.
we had a thing like, if they're not allowed, if somebody told you, Chubby, if your boss told you, hey, I don't want you talking to, let's say some dude, just a friend of yours, went out, he just kind of went down blaze of glory, got fired, and then your boss told you you cannot speak to anyone who's ever been fired from this place. They told you who you could be friends with, or you can't work here. That's what Howard tells his staff. They literally can't talk to anyone who's used to not be on that show, and they have NDAs and stuff. Could you imagine someone speaking to you you can't tell it? It's almost like you lose your rights as a human being. You can't hang out. Your boss tells you who you can be friends with. Could you imagine that?
That's terrible, man. And they not even making enough money to be doing that, bro.
No. You know how with air whores and attention whores these guys are? They can't do their own podcast. I think it was Bond that said this. You know how much that must kill them that they can't, and they've missed the whole. Was it Bond or was it David? That it doesn't matter. One of you said it,
Let's
and
say
they've
it was
missed the
me because
entire.
it sounds good.
Yeah, they missed the whole podcast explosion, right? Because he's had them where they can't do anything without his permission or outside of it. That any the time to launch a podcast was like we launched ours in 15, and I wanted to do it 2-3 years before that, but there were people like Carolla and Bill Simmons and Nick DePaul and Rogan and Mark Maron who I think they started it in like 08, 09, right? That's when those guys, they wanted to do it, or they didn't realize that regular radio was just going to die. But he's telling them, you can't do this, you can't do that. And like Chubby said, they don't get paid enough to be told, oh, you can't hang out with this guy, and I'm just going to control your every move. It's just so bizarre. Slippers, Red Band, Yellowstone, Holly Robinson. And so so you're talking to Howard's people. What would you say? 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in that scrum. What happens after? What is Ralph screaming at Howard from afar? What exactly is?
He's basically saying like, give me a minute, man. You see me talking over here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like what do you need so much that I need to stop what I'm doing to come over here? You want to wipe your mouth? Did you spill anything? Like what do you want?
And Ralph's right, because Ralph knows what a spoiled fucking diva he is, right? And he knows it's the most innocuous thing that he wants to, and he calls him on it in front of someone. Then he's in the middle. I got to give it to Ralph. I always say Ralph is actually more interesting than Howard was on the air, like through the serious years. That must have been glorious to hear that exchange.
Yeah, man, I was shocked. Oh, I was like, wow. I was like, wow. They say Ralph's a homo and all this stuff, which I think he is anyway. But he really put him in his place that day. And Howard just turned around and kept drinking his little champagne.
It was secure. So he was like sipping on like I guess would it be like what's the champagne drink with orange juice again? It's a mimosa. Was it kind of like a homosa, like where it was like diet with champagne?
No, it was a regular champagne. He took it all. He took it off the
40
tray.
pounds if he had a cup of orange juice, like a shot glass of orange juice.
But man, he is. Like I said, man, I reiterate this a little more. He is taller than 6'5". I don't care what anybody say, man.
Oh, this is the when they broke into.
Is that what you were looking for, John?
This is one of the things. This is actually the different one. This is when Opie snuck into the studio when they were off.
Could you let me in there? I forgot something. You got a key? Thanks.
Yeah, I thought that was the one you were.
It was the one when they cleared the hallways and he said, "Good morning."
Oh yeah.
And Howard walked with
right.
security and they tell him. So they
Do you
snuck
want me to
in.
kill this?
No. We'll just let it ride. It's only a couple seconds. So just the backstory. And Opie used to have a show with Sirius in the afternoon. So Howard was off, and they knew that, and they snuck in, and they told the cleaning lady.
Thank you.
And I guess they caught him, and apparently I feel Opie got fired because of this.
She'll be all right. She doesn't speak English.
Opie gets fired like a couple months after this.
What?
Howard vaguely mentioned it. That's a comedian who passed away. What is his name again? Vic Henley? Yeah, he died 2 years ago.
You did say no.
Wow.
Yeah. So these guys were regulars on his afternoon show. Artie was on there a lot too. That was when Opie had an afternoon show, and they broke up with Anthony. And when Anthony did that racist shit in the 4 a.m. in Times Square, he was like creep shots, and he was doing it to embarrass some black woman. He called her a prostitute. He said, they're animals, and is the worst. And he got fired summarily fired. And that's when Opie went to afternoons, and he brought those two in, like rotating. Yeah, that's about 2004. That's exactly when what Chubby's talking about. That 14, that is, that year when that happened. Did you find the video of it's called jeez, what's the title? There you go. Okay. Pause it again.
That's Ronnie.
Okay. Back the other guy. I want you to pause it. Not him.
That's Wigger.
There you go. Stop.
No, that's not my
Back it up.
I'm getting it. Here we go.
Okay. There you go. Bam.
That's not
familiar
Mike.
to you?
That's not
okay.
Mike.
So
he's an older guy.
Did you see this guy? Okay, he wasn't with him. Okay, this is supposed to be in New York. I bet you he's in New York. It's a different group that's in New York. That's crazy. Damn it. All our theories were right. This is not conspiracy shit. Chubby is confirming everything we thought of, security wise, and the NDAs, and there's no. This is so crazy. So if you're signing an NDA, every effing party guest is signing an NDA, and that's why we're not hearing any stories really since the early 2000s. You don't hear anything anymore, and that's why Howard doesn't talk about it on the air.
We spilled the
And
beans.
Jesus, spill the beans. And so, God, I guess that's everything, right, Chubby? I mean, am I forgetting anything, or am I not asking? Am I not probing enough? Are we forgetting anything?
No,
Nick
it
Lachey
was
there.
who? Nicholson?
Nick Lachey. I don't know
Nicholas,
why
yeah,
that came up.
probably was. Everybody, but you know what though? What I could say, John and Bond, everybody there was just so mellow, man. Everybody was all right. Like, it's people that you would like wouldn't even walk up to. They, hey, how you doing? And
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe because they found out that I was delivering the stuff that they wanted, you know what I mean? And they was really happy once the stuff started coming out. Maybe that's why they took to me. But everybody was just like, hey man, you want a picture and all this, and shaking hands and kissing babies, just everybody was nice.
You say this about the UPS guy. You're the Black Santa Claus.
Basically,
like you come there and the mailman gives bad news, and the UPS guy and delivery guy gives good news. It's only good things that you deliver. I got so many clips. I don't even know where to start. And let's see what's most. What would Chubby like the most here? I have so many.
Chubby,
Let's. I got one for you.
Okay.
I got one for you. No. I was gonna say, because I almost brought her up before, but here's because I couldn't find it. Katie Lee Joel, you know her, right, Chubby? She's Billy
Yes, sir.
Joel's ex-wife.
Yes,
and
sir.
she really taught Beth everything she knows about grifting and gold digging. And she's a snow bunny in some ways, and she's a fake cook and everything. So according to Howard, and I don't believe anything he says. So let's take this with a grain of salt. He claims she was kicked out of the party for not wearing enough white. She's not on the show. He tells the story. She's not there. And
I've got to look it up. I'll see if I can find her at the white party. Sorry, continue, John.
That's okay. He says that she was wearing beige and was escorted out of the party. I'm looking. Okay, Katie Lee Joel. This is from 2007. Howard claims he claims that Beth wasn't there, which I don't believe either. So this is right after the summer. He's telling summer stories. Katie Lee Joel kicked out of the party. That
Yeah. It's like, did you see the story that Katie Lee Joel, Billy Joel's wife, went to Puff Daddy's white party? But
he goes, first of all, did you see this? No, it's your
there.
story. You were there.
He was there.
Did you see this story?
was rejected. She was thrown out of the party because she wore beige.
Right.
So I know her, and I know Billy. And she was mortified by this. She didn't want to go. She'd spoken to Beth about it, and someone had invited me to this white party. And I said, last time, I went one time, and it didn't even appear like P. Diddy once.
Chubby, do you hear the lies? Or can you, are you in the same camp we are? Like, I can't believe anything he says anymore.
Nothing, man. Nothing. I'm surprised. You know what, John? I'm surprised he didn't say a friend of mine said that she got kicked out of the party. That's the normal go-to.
Yeah.
This is 6 years after the white party story that we played last week. And he goes, I went one time. He's already lying. Just even you add your party to it, he's already been there more than he's claimed. God, you can't believe anything this guy says. This is a lie.
To be there. And
right, it's the weirdest party.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure I'm into it. Like, I like going to a party if I know a couple of people there and we have a good time.
But it's a big group of people who don't know each other standing around in white.
Yeah. It's really kind of gay. For me, it's not my thing. And then, I wanted to use the bathroom, and they told me, a bunch of black guys come out and go, no, man, you can't use that place right there.
What? Speak to that, Chubby. No, yeah, bullshit. Was anybody telling him what to do and where to go when he was except his own? While he has his own security around, I'm surprised they even let him bring security in there with him. Right, that's pretty privileged that the P didn't even let him do that.
Yeah, I think it. You know what I think it is? I think it's because
scared.
Howard didn't want to use the bathrooms that everyone was using. He might have wandered off and tried to find a bathroom that's clean, unused, or he was wandering somewhere he shouldn't have been.
Or he
That
went
might
to a
be it.
bathroom and somebody was in there and he didn't want nobody to see him. You know
That's
what I mean?
right. He's always hiding something. Think about all the stuff you hear every time there's a bathroom brought up, and when we get the truth, he has his own private bathroom in Sirius behind the studio, so nobody else. That's all he knows is his own bathroom. When he doesn't have to share anything with anyone. He's coming
Yep.
from a mansion with 40 bathrooms. He cannot deal with, like you said, Bon, sharing a bathroom with civilians on any level. If that's true, like if you can believe anything he says.
I go, where do you pee? And they go, well, you know, I don't know, man. Like, there's no porta potty or anything. Like, you can't go into.
They said, I don't know.
Yeah, like I was like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
You need Ralph with you at that point.
Yeah,
Come
well,
on, man. Come on, man. And there's nobody's talking like that, dude. You know
Right,
that
no one
kills
says,
me too.
I don't know. No one's
With all
saying
that
right.
step and fetch it bullshit. Excuse my language, man. He has to stop that. That's what
You
makes me
see?
really stop liking the show too, man. All that hello there and all that bull
Oh
crap,
God, it's
man.
horrible. That horrible black scent he's trying to put on there.
And-
Right?
But what I'm saying, John, sorry to cut you off, bro. Every black person that walked by him, he wanted to handshake and have a conversation with, like he knew them. Damn, they inviting them on the show.
He's trying to do the. This is really.
We're shocked, John. You use the N-word a lot. You
Goofball, bro.
So good.
I cannot tell you guys. I going through like one of the things about. I spent a lot of time getting ready for these shows, and one of the best things is you going through and the stuff you find on the way to finding P. Diddy stuff. I found a clip where he just. You remember the DMX song "My N-word"? He must have said. He played that as an excuse to say the N-word. And so I'm listening to this bit for 10 minutes straight, and he doesn't say it with the A, he says it with the ER, and he hits it. He loves any excuse to say the N-word in those years. And that DMX song, like somehow that's not me saying it. You're playing DMX so you can say the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
It's so egregious. Every time I stumble, you don't even have to look. Anywhere you stop, he can't wait to say the N-word. And to lie to Sonny Hostin like that.
I mean, I don't know. I just drove around and found someone's lawn and pissed on it.
Oh, gee.
What am I going to do? I drove to the woods.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay. We're like for 20 seconds into this, he's told 10 lies. He's now expects us. We all know Howard doesn't drive. He drove around to the woods. All it is, bushes and pissed by himself on the side of the road.
Arm, you've been out there. You know that's not happening.
I know.
Not happening.
I have the most overactive bladder. I'm constantly chugging coffee or big gulps. You didn't think I wanted to get out and piss in those shrubs in Squabble Lane? I couldn't wait to get out of that neighborhood. If anyone, and I'm an umpire, and I was someone who played in the woods all the time. Anyone knows how to hide in the woods and piss. It's me, and I couldn't find one spot to do it.
You'll arrive at 17 Squabble Lane.
Man, Beth too. We were both screwed.
So Beth's popping a squat and pissing with him in the woods. How does anybody listen to the show? This is just the worst. It is so the lies get worse and worse. I can't. If the Erica Durant stuff should tell everybody everything's fake on the show. You can't even tell a story about the bathroom.
I mean, we had to pee.
They weren't allowing you to pee at a party.
Right. So I was just like, this is.
You could tell Artie doesn't buy it, but he's trying to go along with the program here. Tweedledee, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Tweedledee. That's Chubby Pickles A+. I knew he would be.
Thank you.
He would. And you're so confident, not confident. You're just very charismatic, and you sound great for your native voyage like Sunflower Dragon did.
Thank you.
You can't tell me that they don't have rich people parties where everybody's naked. I mean, come on.
That Sunflower Dragon drops already. God damn it, Fred. I would fire, if I were running Sirius, I would fire Fred tomorrow and hire you. But you know what? You're too funny for them. You're too funny and too edgy and too creative. They can't take that anymore.
Forget about it.
Look at that. They said, bully, you got a 1-inch pecker, and boys said, forget about it. Forget. That's Paul Giamatti is in that scene, by the way.
It's
in the surveillance.
directly from Monty Python.
Sounds like torture.
And then P. Diddy doesn't show up at his own party.
Right. He's like the great guy.
He's too cool for it.
Yeah, he makes an appearance late in the evening.
He went running.
Wasn't that the Great Gatsby's move? Like you would never see him.
Right.
And plus,
LW's got a great point here. Howard's lack of social experience comes through in these weak stories. People are drinking all night, and he says there are no bathrooms. That's all he can come. I know there's no life experience. Like he's starting to, even like dumb people can see through his lies now. He's so running out of life experience that even stupid people will go, "Oh, I don't believe that."
And listen to Robin going along with it like she was there.
That's the job.
Jesus
That
Christ.
is. But Artie's comment there, Artie's comment about The Great Gatsby is so great. And that's such a great book. If anyone, don't go by the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. That book is awesome. And I bet you Howard's read that book and he does want to be like Gatsby. Yes, the kind of guy who is not, he's having a huge party and you can't find him at the party.
How much you want to bet
That's
DiCaprio
Howard.
has NDAs thrown at people around him? He's totally embroiled in the P. Diddy stuff. How much you want to bet he's in? I'll tell you why, because I'll play it after this. His best friend is involved.
Well, that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, it was weird, and then it was like I guess it's his thing. I don't know, but anyway.
Well, I heard that he is so over that he was going to throw this party in San Tropez and nobody cared. So he brought it back to the Hamptons.
Yeah.
How do you hear that, Robin?
So Katie said,
By the way, did you hear this, Robin? Now again, there's a gap in my '98 audio, so there's a lot of good stuff from 1998. Clues that he had already been divorced and separated. That Robin had been invited to Puff Daddy's birthday in '98 with Ross Apert. So I don't know how it was like Kevin Costner and Elle McPherson. I was reading the Mark Friggin thing, and it would have been great audio to get. But I don't know how she's getting invited to.
How you call her Elle McPherson.
Ellie, Sal called her Ellie McPherson. She's from Australia, right?
Yeah, she had to let America call her Fearson.
Okay.
It's not that it's nobody's fault, but I always find it funny because in Australia, if they talk about it, it's like Elle McPherson was doing this today. But I love those kinds of things.
Do you know how shamed I am that I mispronounced her name? I'm never going to live this down.
No, I never wanted to make you feel that way. Hi, this is Bon Jovial. I'd like to apologize to John.
I wanted to go to this party. She goes, I didn't want to go, but my friend's so into rap.
Does anyone believe Beth didn't want to go?
Yeah, that's impossible.
So he brought it back to the Hamptons.
Weigh in on this.
Yeah. So Katie said Katie had a friend that wanted to go to this party. She goes, I didn't want to go, but my friend's so into rap music and hip hop. This would be exciting for her. So she goes, I guess she wore beige. She didn't know exactly what the fuck the thing was. So they said to her, you're wearing beige, you can't go. Now, trust me, if it was Beyonce who showed up.
Yeah, Canada, that's really funny. Howard's jealous. Chubby Pickle was going to slam Ralphie Cakes.
Yeah, on the floor.
That party, that's possible. That's really funny.
Oh, wow.
Beige. Or
it would have been white.
It would have been fine. You know what I mean? So they weren't really looking for her, I guess. Probably Bill.
That's interesting, Rick. You think that he thinks that's it? That's an interesting theory. And I'm not getting political here, but that Trump has so much dirt on Howard that he will unleash, just go after anybody that's turned on him. Trump hasn't been on the show since 2015, believe it or not. That's 9 years ago. And I bet you, I'm sure Trump has a ton of shit on Howard. I'd love to see him unleash on him. I've listened to the Kamala thing too. That's related.
Joel was there. They would be looking for her. So they told her she couldn't go in. Like they invited her and then told her she couldn't go in because she was wearing white. So of course that would have been okay. She was fine with it. She was like, fine, I'll just she dropped her friend off and said, why don't you go in and have a good time? Because you're into hip hop. So she gets home, and within 5 minutes, their press people had called the press to press release that they rejected Katie Joel.
Right.
Sunflower is a great theory here. I mean. She thinks security knows the protocol, and they cannot deal with Ralph speaking to his civilian. that
I
they're
agree.
worried that they overheard Ralph just speaking natural about his life, and that's too much for Howard, and he was given the high sign. Wrap this up, get away from the civilian.
Mm-hmm.
And Ralph has probably signed an NDA. That's a great theory, Sunflower.
Yeah, because Ralph
Wow.
asked me to go to scores and everything.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah,
That's
man, you want to
pretty
go to
cool.
scores?"
And you go. There's at that point there were 2 scores, right? So he's like, and what did you say while I live in Atlanta?
Yeah, I was
Probably
like,
went to.
I'm not up here that often. I just come here to work. And he was like, "Oh man, that sucks." He's like, "Yeah, I know Atlanta got a lot of strip clubs, a lot of black chicks, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He likes black chicks.
They think that I heard that Killer Mike is like the strip club ambassador. That does
No.
he own a strip club, one or two of? I thought he said that to who the fuck was he talking to? God, I watched an interview with him. God, the guy is so interesting. He's got such a cool voice too.
Mm-hmm.
He acted. I don't know if he was just like he was just considered royalty or he owned them. I can't remember how that
I,
went.
I know he owns a barbershop in the Phillips Arena. I
Yeah,
know he owns
my
a barbershop.
dream is to go to a black barbershop, not get my haircut, just sit there and listen. I just want to sit there and listen to what goes on. I just want to hear it. I mean, I can engage in the NBA conversation. That I could do. But I just want to go. I just want to. You don't have to cut my hair. I just want to listen. That is one of my fantasies to go to a black barbershop.
But the thing about Ralph, John, when I just asked him one question, and it was like the floodgates opened up. He was talking to me like I was Oprah Winfrey on the couch. He was just letting out shit, just letting stuff fly,
Like
nonstop.
he's not on the air, and he knows that he can't say this to anybody. So this is like the first time anyone's ever approached him in a setting he loves, and he wants to, I always said that he it it's almost like Howard had him killed because he clearly knows the old cliche is where the bodies are buried. Like, you ain't kidding. I mean, that guy, he can't wait to erupt with the story. He's such a air whore. You think Ralph wants to keep that stuff, a lid on that stuff? And the wigs. Did you ask about Howard's hair to Ralph?
I wanted to so bad, but
You
when I
couldn't
was going to
figure it
get it,
out.
man, because I was looking at Ralph's hair too. Ralph's hair
Yeah.
doesn't look real either.
Did you ask him Ralph about his own hair?
No, I didn't get that far. I was, man, if I could have had 10 more minutes with him, man.
No, you did a lot. Don't
Oh,
have any
man.
regrets. You got a lot out. That you did a lot better than most people would in that circumstance. Because you'd be like because you probably like do what I do whenever I meet someone like you're rattling through all these things in your head. You're like, I'm never gonna get this opportunity.
And I couldn't stop looking at that berry, bro.
Yeah, it's it's got its own Wi-Fi.
I go, well, that's even lamer. I mean, like, now
it's all about
who couldn't get in.
Right.
So they were all excited, and now they keep press releasing it even more details about it. Like they turn someone down. I'm just like, God, how bad can you use a girl?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for inviting me to your party.
So you could reject me and then.
Do you really think he's gonna do that? This is how the story went. She shows up. Let's say that she did go to the party. She shows up. Security says, that's kind of beige, right? Don't worry about it. Go on in, right? So she did go. She probably was there all night, did whatever she wanted to. But Howard took the story and said she couldn't get in. This is Howard's way of making it look like, and it's almost passive aggressive, taking a shot at P. Diddy at that point too. Like, maybe, I don't know, but that's Howard's way to do that. Is like, okay, this is how it really went. She got there and they said, oh, it's kind of beige. Go on in. That's okay. And Howard says, oh, we're going to make it where this is what he does. He takes reality and he creates his own reality to try, because he's got nothing to talk about. He has no new life experiences. So he takes other people's stories and he adds to them and lies about the story. And so she obviously got in and he's making it like she didn't get in. They're not doing that. Do you really think they're going to say that to her, knowing she's Billy Joel's fucking ex-wife? You really think they're going to do that to her? He is the godfather of the Hamptons. That guy started it all out there with Spielberg.
Press release it quickly and do interviews about it.
See you next year.
Yeah. Whole thing's so weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, you didn't know exactly what was going to. That's when you lie about it. This is Jonah Hill. I found this by accident. I had no idea. I guess it should have been not obvious, but Jonah Hill who is Leonardo DiCaprio's wingman. So put that together, because now we see DiCaprio at all these parties. Finally gets into the inner circle, and he comes to the table and tells Howard this.
This is based on my dad and my brother because they were normal guys
Get
in
him to the
crazy
Greek
industry.
Get him to the Greek. You were in the movie with P. Diddy was in that movie,
Yes,
right?
he was, yeah.
And so you, in order to prepare for the movie, P. Diddy took you out on the town.
This is a fucking amazing story. This is my number one story I have in my life.
Go ahead, let me hear this.
P. Diddy is fucking out of control crazy. in the best possible way.
Oh,
He
yeah?
is.
Now, I don't know why this hasn't come up, but this is a clear of someone who's seen it, who's got into this, and he definitely knows what went down. If I'm the FBI, I'm going after him. Yeah, if I'm
Jonah
the,
must be just hiding.
I'm going to submit this to the feds, and I'm going to.
Yeah.
I hate this guy so much. He goes. Did you ever hear the story with Bethany Frankel from Housewives? How they were on the same couch on Leno, and he was just horrible to her. He says that he watches Housewives in this. He's the worst. I remember the clip line I played of him and DiCaprio in the street when they were blowing off fans, going by them, saying hi to them. And then a hot chick came by. Oh, that was during I compared how Depp is to fans versus DiCaprio. How Depp takes 4 hours to sign autographs and have conversations, and DiCaprio and Jonah Hill wouldn't even make eye contact with like 3 random strangers that were trying to get their autograph. It was horrible.
I love that guy. He
black guy.
Oh,
is he black?
Yeah, right.
Yes, I believe he is. I didn't ask him, but I imagine.
So Howard's pretending he doesn't know what's going on at P. Diddy's here. He's probably signed the NDA at this point, and
Everything's color, bro. Everything's color.
Yep.
Black guy. Fucking.
And then you hear George Takei in the back going,
Fuck George.
I'm assuming here.
Right. Were you accepted? I've seen him travel around. Always all black guys. So were you accepted into that crowd?
Dude, so we get to his house.
I've seen him travel around. Always all black guys. No, you've been at his house 10 times at this point. That's what you really know. You know everything about him. You can't even. Oh, he's the worst.
For the first time,
right?
And I'm shooting this movie Cyrus, and so it's kind of a serious movie. So I'm kind of like, I'm not going out and partying the night before. But Diddy's like, you're coming out. And I keep flaking on him.
So what you call him, Diddy?
I call him Sean.
Sean Diddy.
I asked him. I go, you got 10 names.
Yeah,
what do you want me to call you, man? Yeah. So he said you can call me whatever. And I was like, I'm calling you Sean. You're not calling me like Joni Joan or whatever. Just call me Jonah. So.
By the way, Jonah has a wigger in him too, Chubby. I think he's one of those like sort of Jewish Hollywood wigger kids where he doesn't know what he is, and there's a bunch of those guys out there, and he like D.L. Hughley said, everybody's black until the police show up, and he becomes real white.
And he really fought for the part, and he fucking earned it. He's fucking hilarious in that movie.
Oh, he is.
Really funny.
Yeah.
So he goes, "You're coming out tonight. I'm not taking no for an answer." And I'm sitting with my friends having dinner.
Right.
We're a bunch.
Remember P. Diddy was in Monsters Ball?
Yeah, he was
was a bizarre role. He was on death row, right? He was Halle Berry's brother,
husband.
Okay.
Fucking
tools,
yeah, idiots. And
You're not cool.
I go, I'm tired, Sean, whatever. And they're like, who's on the phone? And I'm like, it's Puff Daddy. And they're like, we're fucking going out. We're going out with Puff Daddy. Don't blow this for us. We're going out. So I go, all right, man, we're coming over. And he's like, come over now. And so we go over there, and there's this huge African-American bodyguard. And I'm like, I got
Jonah Hill euphemizing. He says African-American. It sounded like fake. I would just rather you say black because it sounds forced, like he said African. You ever see Stuttering John say African American? You're like, come on, stop. It sounds so. It almost sounds more racist by you euphemizing yourself by saying African American. It's almost like patronizing in a way. I will speak for the black race when I say that it's patronizing, by the way. Holden 190, welcome, sir. Saturn Dragonfly. I know it would be different if they were making millions. Yes, there would, Saturn. I love that name, too. Saturn. Tupac took trips to the Brambles in his late teens. Is that true? Two Master has all this dirt.
Whoa.
Do you know what the Brambles are, guys? It's Central Park.
Isn't it the Rambles?
Yeah, it's I think it's the Rambles is the It's the gay sex mecca of Central Park.
Howard
where
kept getting it wrong on purpose. He kept calling it the Rambles, I think, and then George would have to correct. It's the Brambles.
I figured it out that if you walk directly east from where Howard's penthouse is, in the Millennium Towers, it goes right to the Brambles.
Wow, he's close.
Yeah, if you just right to Central Park.
I break the ice. I'm with 5 of the fucking dudes who do not belong here, and I just go, "Hey, did someone order 5 Jews?" And not a smile. Not fucking
no sense of humor with this guy.
Chubby, does that sound like, were those guys humorless when you were trying to show personality?
Who are you talking about, the security guards?
P. Diddy's people.
Well, at first, yeah, they was like, "Hey, man, no talking." But like you said, once you break the ice, man, they was talking shit. You sure you don't want nothing, man? Can we get you anything? You sure you don't want to hang? We can have you set up nice, man. Like
that's kind of cool. I mean, he has them be as courteous as possible, and that's the routine. And that's a phenomenal story.
And then
which just keeps getting better.
I met Diddy too, at the party. I met him. He was all right.
Which we haven't even gotten to. So when is Diddy presented to you?
I say about noon. He came out and he was greeting everybody. And the guy that gave me the tip, he introduced me to him. He was like, "Hey man, this is your man right here." And he was like, Diddy looked like my man. He was like, "Yo, this is the guy that delivered the stuff." He was like, "Oh man, he's already here." He thought I just got there, but I already been there. You know what I mean? So he was like, "Oh man, that's what's up, man." But he was like yucking it up, like it wasn't like he wasn't like acting his normal self. He was in like entertainment mode. You know what I mean?
You are a cool looking guy. I mean, you have the thing now. The salt and pepper goatee is so big in the black community now. I could never pull that off. Yeah, this is a cool look. If I saw you, I'd be like, this is. I would. If I'm Diddy, I'm like, I got to do something with him. I don't know what. I need him in my life. We'll figure it out. Quit your job now. That's what I would do.
Yeah, he gave me a number. He was like, I might need you for some things.
Wow.
Do you still have the number?
Of course.
Oh God.
Move. If I'm doing a show in Atlanta, I might need you to bring some stuff down, or I'm doing a show here, bring some stuff. I was making contacts. Believe you.
Very cool.
Believe you me. Yeah, I was making contacts.
You got to. That's how life works. You just got to network yourself.
You move some stuff for him, you could make $1 million in a night. It seems so simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm glad. But now, now that hindsight's 2020, with everything's going on, I'm glad I didn't make that call.
How great would it be if you call them now and he actually answered the phone from the Metropolitan Detention Center?
That'd be awesome.
They say that like the privileged prisoners have a cell phone, and they have it. If you watch on Mayor Kingstown.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that.
I would if anyone knows. I don't know if you know this area, Chubby. You're from the Bronx. Do you know like Sunset Park, Brooklyn, and Gowanus and Park Slope? And I lived in Park Slope for 6 years, and I used to go exploring in the area, go running all over the place. And I was just constantly, when you go under this Gowanus Bridge or the Belt Park, it feels like you stepped right into 1978. It is, and I don't get scared much. It is straight up. My head's on a swivel. I'm looking around, and under the bridge is where he is being imprisoned. It's the Metropolitan Detention Center. It is so scary. At night, it is another level scary. And it's this abandoned part of Brooklyn where there's like these old IRT subway lines and abandoned factories and alleys. Like I said, right out of like Mean Streets. But this is Brooklyn, and it's scarier because this is the Wild West. There's actually a strip club over there called the Wild West.
Wow.
And it's directly behind it. And I went there 3 times. And the second time I went there, I saw High Pitch Eric and Hank, the Angry Dwarf. And High Pitch Eric was following me around all night because he knew I knew who he was, asking me to buy him drinks the whole time. He was just because he thought I'd be enamored by him on the show. And he was just like, all I did to get rid of him was I went by a black stripper and he ran away. He's
Wow.
he's a huge racist, right? The high pitch Eric's a huge racist. Remember he called
He actually ended up being fucking great. Rock is his name. He's really cool. So we get there, dude. This is like the shit that you would never see in a movie. Like Bizarro. We're waiting in the dude's house. You hear music thumping and they go, Mr. Combs will be with you in a few minutes.
They have to call him
He
Mr.
invited him. He said, come over right now.
Right.
He's in the recording studio recording music.
Wow.
And I'm not
That's cool.
I'm not a big deal, but I got shit I got to do. Don't invite me over. I'm not going to invite you over to watch me write at my computer.
Yeah, I went to one of his parties at his house, and he doesn't even show up at the party. He was out jogging, and I go, well, if he's out jogging, why am I here?
I went to one of his parties at his house. This is 10 years after that story. Every year he went. Count on it. Bank on it. And with Ralph and Beth yapping at him to go to these things, there's not a shot in hell he hasn't been there every year. I saw Opie posting about Howard. Oh, Melody, yeah. Opie, I think that's what got him fired, the video, without a doubt. And many things got him fired, but yeah, he knows. Opie agreed with me that Howard's a partner, by the way, when they asked him that. Opie's collecting cans.
It's for press, those parties. It's not, they're not, those aren't, this is the fun shit. This is the fun shit.
But you make a good point. I mean, you're there, he's invited you, he told you how to come over, and he's working.
Right, it's like if I'm sitting in my writer's room and I'm like, hey, come over and let's hang out.
Yeah, come here now.
And we're sitting there writing, it's like, that's not a fun hangout.
Right.
So we're sitting there, my friends are literally sitting, it's like being in the doctor's office, like reading a magazine. And
we're waiting for fun.
You gotta take your shoes off, right?
Right.
So you're sitting in his shoes, we're fucking like, how crazy is this? We're in Puff Daddy's house. And he comes up, and he's like, all right, everybody, let's drink. So we drink, right? And we start drinking. I don't drink because I'm driving. I don't drink and drive. I don't fuck around like that.
Right, smart.
So I'm not, and I got to wake up early for work, so I'm not drinking. My friends are all drinking with Diddy. He's telling these crazy stories. Doorbell rings. Hype Williams, the music video director.
Right.
Kanye West. Show up.
Right.
Tuesday night, like 8:30 p.m.
This is going to be a party.
Okay? So my friends and I are like, this is fucking sick, man.
This is cool.
This is fucking, we feel cool right now.
Yes, absolutely.
So he's like, all right, we're going to a club. I'm like, Diddy, Sean, I'm fucking going home, dude. It's 10:30. And saying that to him is the nerdiest fucking thing you could ever say. He's like, you're fucking coming. Literally peer pressured me into coming. All my
because the
friends
shit starts at midnight, really.
Howard says the shit starts. How do you know that then? You've only been there once. How do you know that?
Exactly.
Do you guys remember? By the way, I forgot to say this. The way you were treated, Chubby, by Howard. Did you hear that? I had this audio. You can't play it enough because this is when Tom Brady met him in the early 2000s, and Howard didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to him, Tom Brady went up to him and was like, "Look, my name's Tom. I'm a big fan." And they're at a place that only you have to be a bit of a mover and a shaker to get into it. I don't know if it was a polo match or whatever, but you're not going to be there unless you're someone. But Howard is a homosexual, and he does it. And even someone who just won the Super Bowl with the Patriots, I think they played the Rams, he blew him off and he wouldn't make eye contact with him. And is that how he was with you? Like the same way Brady was worse?
No, Brady's was worse.
Brady's is worse than yours. Okay, so he did say to you, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, because like I said, I guess because I was tall. I don't know. That's the only reason why I could think. You know what I mean? And,
he could have been scared of you. He could have been intimidated. He could have been scared of you.
Maybe he
thought. I think he thought you could have been someone in the rap community, right? And you're such a badass that you're not wearing white. You could care less about wearing white. That's how you can't be told.
That's a good point. Good
call. Because you know what, John, you might be right. Because after I spoke to him, one of the guards leaned down to him and he said something to him. I guess he probably was like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Yes,
like, what rap group is he in? You know what I mean?
Yep. Were you wearing that? Were you wearing that Yankee hat?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so he thought you would like that's the Jay-Z hat. So he thought something's going on because that Yankee hat almost at that time is a symbol of he's probably like Jay-Z. Where's the Yankee hat? So I'll say hi to him because I don't know.
What group is he in? He's probably part of Diddy's clan or something. You know what I mean?
That's exactly how that conversation went with his goons.
Yeah,
because fucking shit doesn't pop off. I'm in bed with.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. Excuse me, John. I'm saying
no. That was my fault.
What happened was, like I said, we spoke. He spoke. Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. And then I turned away to finish talking back to the guard and Ralphie Cakes, and the guy leaned down to him. Like because Howard was sitting down with his back to us, and he leaned down and he whispered in the guy's ear, and then the guy just stood up and back assumed the position of guarding Howard.
Oh my God! So it's almost like a formation. It's almost like he called the play like wigging out, like wig slant right, and the security like cuts in front of you and cuts off the eye contact angle. I guarantee he has all these protocol, like call him like,
Real Housewives at like 10:45. So it's like so we go in the car, we go outside. There's like.
It is weird, Sky Spectre, that we all bought into it. Like we're dealing with this a sociopathic serial liar, right? So you lie enough, you're going to be pretty good at it. And we bought so much of it back then. Now, when I go back and listen to the old stuff, I go, "Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie." And it's actually more egregious to find out that the old stuff were lies. That's even worse because now we're expecting it.
8 black dudes and my 5 friends, and he goes, "We're mixing it up. Black dudes and white dudes. Obama." Jonah, I'm shotgun your car.
Wow.
Jonah Hill, I know he would try to paint himself as a self-made man, but he is part of this Hollywood. How do I put that? He's Dustin Hoffman's godson. That whole Seth Rogen crew. His brother manages Adam Levine and Maroon 5.
Oh,
so
no.
this. You think Jonah Hill ever worked at Target in his life or delivered pizza? Right. The entitlement these kids have from that Hollywood crew.
Yeah.
Right. And there's nothing. He needs to be famous. It didn't matter what the thing was, whether it's he just make me famous. I don't care what it is. And that's how a guy like him thinks. And I'm not saying he actually has been part of some great movies. Like the 21 Jump Street movie was phenomenal. I couldn't believe, as someone I am the biggest 21 Jump Street groupie in the world. And I thought they did a great job making it a comedy while keeping it in the same continuity with Depp and DeLuise at the end. And he was in Moneyball, which is a great. So he's got some good. I'm not saying that.
Superbad was good.
Yeah, he's in some really good movies.
Had some funny.
That was
shit
the first
in it.
one, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Superbad, yeah.
Yeah.
Vodka in his hand.
Right.
Okay? I'm fucking like, this is fucking crazy.
Nobody's going to believe it.
Diddy's riding shotgun. 2 of his boys are in the back, and 2 of my boys are in the back.
Right.
My other 3 friends are in an SUV with Kanye West and Hype Williams and 2 other bodyguards with doing God knows what. I don't know what the fucking small talk is in that car.
Right.
So he's going through my CD, he's fucking throwing them out the window. This sucks. He puts in James Brown Live at the Apollo CD I had, and he goes, "I was at this concert."
Right.
And I'm like, in my head, like, no, you weren't. No way you were at that concert.
Right.
And so he's drinking. He's like this. We're driving down Sunset. There's a billboard of him.
Right.
He leans his torso out.
Chubby, I know you heard this, and I think it was Bondhead at the. You remember when Jose Villatoro says, "You remember when Beth went over to Ralph's apartment to retrieve something a few days after Ralph's death?" It could have been Sunflower Dragon that said this too. We think that she was told to throw out what was the big, obviously, all the
drugs.
Stuff. It's the drugs. So this is going to incriminate. Yep, because he's dealing, and it was Bond. It was you that said it, right? So Beth's going over there to throw out the ecstasy.
Pictures.
And they own the place. There's no other way. How could Beth get in there if Howard didn't own the house?
Well, Chubby that was the Chubby reveal. Chubby said, in case anyone missed it, Howard not paid for his rent, bought his apartment for him. So he owns it. So he could do whatever he wants. That's your answer. He just connected the dots.
Yeah. So Howard should never have mentioned that.
Sorry.
Yep.
That was a bad. Not for what we do. He shouldn't have mentioned Beth going over there. It's a really weird. And for a normal Marianne from Brooklyn type listener, how could she even understand that? That would be like, Beth's going over there. Anyway,
right.
You know what I mean?
No, then that's happened many times. But Chubby revealed that Howard owns the place, and that's to let him do whatever he wants. He can't
Yeah.
even, you know what I mean? Like that he could always hold that over him and go, look, Beth's coming over there, and I'll take it away from you as fast as I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Right.
He leans his torso out and he
I'm sorry, Chubby. What? So you told us, right? So Howard paid for the apartment. He
Mhm.
paid for his car.
His vehicle.
He just virtually everything. So anything Ralph wants, Howard pays for it, and he gets. What did we ballpark his salary at, guys? It was like 120,000 a year or something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
get a stipend. He told me you get a
You get the
stipend.
stipend. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pay for anything else. Everything you make is just completely, spending money.
Yep.
So everything we always assume that stuff, but yeah, Howard bought his apartment.
there's a billboard of him.
Right.
Did he ever say why he chose Jersey City, Chubby?
Oh no, he didn't say nothing about that.
Okay, it's an odd. Like you'd think
You
Ralph
go to
would say to
Manhattan.
Howard, "Yeah, put me right by you. I'll be on West 69th Street, Columbus. I'll be right around the corner from you." But he chooses to live in Jersey City.
Cheaper.
Is it an
guess.
expensive area? Like where Ralph would would the
No,
apartment
Jersey
cost
City is considered
1.5 million
yeah.
or something?
Well, look at Tony Coburn, right, Bon? She's like right around the corner. That's where Howard was, the Seinfeld thing, where he would not shoot in front on the Millennium Towers. So why wouldn't Ralph get a setup like Tony had? It's
Maybe
right there.
Ralph had family near.
She's more
That
important
might be
than
it.
Ralph.
That's actually a good point, Bon. He's close with his family, his sister and mom. That's a good point.
Ralph
leans his torso out and he goes, "That's me, motherfucker!" I was like, this is the illest thing I've ever seen him. I've never seen anything like this before. And so he's drinking. I'm like, Sean, like, chill the fuck out, man. Like, you got an open fucking bottle of vodka in my car.
Right.
He presses my knee down on the pedal on Sunset Boulevard. And we start going real fucking fast.
I believe Jonah Hill. Like, don't confuse him with Howard being a liar. Like, I'm sort of like thinking everyone lied, but I believe. Like, this isn't someone who's lying. He's trying to. This is the first time Jonah Hill's ever been on the Stern Show, and apparently he's a super fan, and he's trying to impress him. So he's giving him all that he's got, dirt wise. So I do believe this, and it's P. Diddy. I mean, I certainly can. If I'm the FBI, I'm going right after him and go, okay, we're gonna. No big deal. Just what do you know? What happened? There's no doubt about it. He's in on this. And
Did he live like he was above the law?
Yep.
At the party, the world is mine, and all this crap.
He would scream that all the time. I remember that. He would scream that all the time. Fucking poking out of the top of a limo, screaming, this fucking shit. I own this city, bitch. I own this shit. That's all he ever did.
It's very dangerous.
I'm looking at my friends in the rear view like, like freaking out. He's like, and he'll just goes, "Hey man, you ever driven with a gun in the car?"
Oh no!
And I go, "No, Sean, I have not driven with a gun in the car." And I got to be honest, it's between and I go. So we have this crazy thing. We get there. I finally fucking take off.
Right? Yeah, you can't handle that.
I go home and I go home and I call Nick Stoller because we're preparing Greek, and I go, "You got to hear the shit.
Did anyone see the movie Gotta Get Him to the Greek or something?
No.
Okay, apparently P. Diddy was in that. I never saw it. P. Diddy's been in, I don't know, he's been at maybe 15 movies, maybe?
Yeah.
He's been in some stuff.
I put this shit in the movie."
Right.
So Nick's like fucking.
Yeah, Melvin's right. Jonah he de-Jewed his last name. I forget what it is. It's like a very, very Jewish last name. I forget what it is, but he de-Jewed himself.
Transcribing what happened, and then later I find out he was totally fucking with me.
What do you mean?
He was totally
He just did it.
doing it the weekend before we start shooting. I'm gonna show you what it's like to party with a real rock star. Okay. So we get there. It's me and like 9 of my homies and like 9 of his.
9 of my homies.
Oh.
When someone talks to you like that, Chubby, what do you think? Like when a white guy comes at you and goes, 9 of my homies, and you kind of like know it's sort of patronizing, right? When someone like him does that. 9 of my homies.
That's
I
funny.
can't, as a white guy, I can't take it. I can't take it.
And he said ill before. He said
Yeah.
he was so ill. What the
Justin,
hell?
Justin Timberlake, to me, right? He epitomizes the D.L. Hughley, everybody wants to be black until the police show up. To me, he's the personification of that. The Janet Jackson sellout at the Super Bowl, and boy, is he getting a comeuppance now. I hope Justin Timberlake gets embroiled in this.
Friends, okay?
Right.
Again, very weird looking group aesthetically.
Anybody getting laid?
People are getting laid.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
They are. So we go out.
How do you interpret that? People are getting laid. That's all he can say. That's all he will say. But this is, you just put it together. I like this dude. The D is for Detroit, says Crystalopolis. If you can't hang with the brothers, leave. That's right. Thank you, Chris. Don't we love Chubby Pickle? What a great maiden voyage. Eventually this stuff came to you, like, you're remembering as it comes. I know this is 9 years ago, and I can't expect you to remember every goddamn syllable of what you said, but I mean, I cannot thank you enough for coming on and reaching out to us. And
out with him. We're in his fucking hotel suite. The dude travels with he's there for one night, right?
Right.
I've never seen more fucking clothes in my entire life. I mean, I wouldn't. He got more shoes than fucking Michael Jordan. Like, I've never seen so many shoes in my life. We go there for one night. So we go out. We're all getting drunk, having fun. And I'm like, these guys are my friends. I could joke around like I joke around with my friends. So we meet up with the rapper Jermaine Dupri. You know who that is?
I've heard of him.
Oh, thank you, Melvin. Okay, Feldstein. So it's Jonah. Is Jonah actually the first name? Yeah, Feldstein. Thank you, Melvin.
Wow.
He's such a self-important douche. Well said.
Yes.
So now we're like 20 people deep.
What'd you say?
Did Jermaine Dupri do a duet with Mariah Carey called Sweetheart? Is that the thing? Didn't he do a couple things with Mariah Carey? Remember that shit?
No, I don't.
If anyone
Chubby?
remembers that,
We all get into.
I'm surprised we're not hearing more about Mariah Carey in this. Wasn't she all over the P. Diddy scene in the late 90s with Tommy Mottola and right? Isn't that all in? I gotta check that out. I'm gonna go after some Tommy Mottola. Yeah, she has to be.
Elevator. We go through all these back elevators with Diddy. We get in the elevator. We're stuck. It's 20 people, me and 5 of my friends, and 15 black dudes that are all like bodyguards and rappers and stuff.
Right.
And
yeah, Howard definitely thinks you're one of them, Chubby. What he just said. So he said there's 15 guys, and Howard definitely thinks you're one. You're in on the click. You're one of P. Diddy's guys. He doesn't know what, but he thinks you're one of those guys. And you're wearing the Yankee hat, so he thinks you're a rapper.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, this guy's wearing black. Why is he wearing black? Why is he the only one wearing black, you know?
You're so badass that you don't even have to pay attention to the white rule.
I say, I'm real drunk and I'm having fun. Everyone's laughing. And I go, hey, how about we press stop and I'll suck each other's dicks? And literally dead fuck. You can cut the silence with a knife.
Howard's like, hey now, I like that.
Yummy.
You don't say that.
And
yeah, Ricky Electrician says Get Him to the Greek is a great movie. I don't know what the premise is. I didn't see it. I forgot he was in Wall Street. That's right, with DiCaprio. That's two.
And I learned a real lesson that night that shit doesn't fly in the hip hop community.
Should say to the guys, listen.
No, listen. He pulled the doors open. There's a full 30 seconds.
He makes a gay joke, and now knowing what we know about P. Diddy and his kind of sexually ambiguous antics, right? Why wouldn't that fly? I mean, obviously, that's you projecting.
Silence. My friends are like, what did you just do that for? And I'm like, right? No, fuck it. All right, cool. So the doors open, and I see Diddy pull Jermaine Dupri aside and go, he's usually really funny. He doesn't usually make jokes like that.
He made one bad joke.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes, it was action figures, Autobot. That was one of the things. That's his alibi. Action figures is code for ecstasy. And Howard's okay. Shit. Thank you, Bon.
So Mariah Carey stood up to Tommy Mottola in defense of Sean Combs. This is just a recent post this week, I think. While Mariah Carey has distanced herself from Sean Diddy Combs, in recent years, the pair were friendly in the early days of their careers. Carey liked Diddy's music and openly praised it, even when it caused problems for her. She said that her former husband, Tommy Mottola, made disparaging remarks about Diddy. She said she called Mottola out for his words, describing them as blatantly racist. So this doesn't work well for Mariah to bring up defending Diddy. She defended him in the mid-90s. Carey and Mottola discussed Diddy's rising career. He had recently formed his own label. Bad Boy and artists were flocking to work with him. Mottola didn't think his success would last. Tommy has shared his own opinions with me, and my nephew Sean Puffy will be shining my shoes in 2 years.
Oh my God, he made a shoe shine comment.
Tommy
Wow.
said that, yeah. Carey recalled him saying in her book, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, I was stunned. So, yeah, well, that just gives you're correct, John. There's a connection there. Mariah,
There's a lot of. Do you guys
and
remember? Do you
Sean.
guys remember the? She had a video, a song called "Honey." And
Yes.
the premise of that video is she's breaking away from Tommy Mottola on a jet ski, and she's. Do you remember that she's like escaping off an island, and I think it's so P Diddy is chasing. I think he's chasing her on the jet ski. So there's like three. It's P Diddy and two other black guys. I don't know who they were. I don't know, and they're chasing her on a jet ski.
It's
and
like
the premise
Mission
of the movie,
Impossible.
he's sending Tommy
Escape.
Mottola. They're not mentioning Tommy Mottola, but the premise is that Tommy Mottola controlled me and I'm escaping him, almost like escaping like Epstein Island. And so the joke was honey was supposed to be cum. That honey is code for cum. You didn't hear that? I'm almost positive that's the insider, but she won't admit to it that's actually supposed to be. And it's supposedly it's a dig on Tommy Mottola. The whole thing is a kind of a send up on him, and it's portraying him as this crazy, controlling mogul that ruined her life, and she's breaking away from him. And I remember Jennifer Lopez came on, and then so Mariah Carey's, that whole glitter debacle, like that all bombed because she said that Tommy Mottola put all his efforts into Jennifer Lopez to get revenge on Mariah Carey.
Wow.
This is classic right now.
Yeah.
Look, this is
I think
why I
that's how it
call
goes.
him the ferret.
Ferret.
There he is. Look,
Melvin,
that's you, John, ferreting out the good stuff from the internet. Holy shit.
Melvin, that's really funny. Action figures equals dildos.
Wow.
a Hawkeye dildo. Penis talk. Or just like Pennywise.
Wow.
All right, next clip. Let's see. Let's do because you brought up Clive Davis. This is Howard at the Clive Davis party, and guess who he's seated next to? His old buddy Sean Puffy Combs.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You know who looks better without makeup on? Is Bruce Jenner. With his makeup,
that picture is the Clive party. So this is Howard and showing me at the J Records pre-Grammy party. This is Clive Davis's party, February 22nd, 2003.
With his makeup on, Howard, he's so odd looking.
He's a pretty girl.
He's the best looking girl there.
He's very, he wears a lot of, my wife said he looks like he just walked out of the casket.
Well, you know what? I'm not giving any attention to ABC because I'm in the middle of something major with them. And I'm not even talking.
I put this in. So you guys remember the "Are You Hot"? He wouldn't bring it up here. So you guys remember when Howard sued ABC they used Jackie and what's his name? Scott. Geez, why am I blanking on it? Not Scott. There's 1,000 Scotts. Shit. What is this guy then? The guy who broke off the show Jackie was considered Einziger, Scott Einziger. And Jackie was considered the consultant on this "Are You Hot" show. And so Howard gets wind of this and he's suing ABC. In this clip, So this is where the comes in. We always talk about Howard's lawyers. He actually reveals who his lawyer is here because he's so angry he can't. Yeah, so it's
You are ferreting.
Yeah, good job.
Right, I didn't even know we were going to mention that.
My ex-friend Lloyd Braun.
Okay, listen to that. He goes, my ex-friend Lloyd Braun. Anybody watches Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Do you remember that Costanza's neighbor was Lloyd Braun? So he was an executive, and they used his name. So he's a real guy. So he was, I guess he was a lawyer turned executive for ABC, and he was considered Howard's lawyer, and he blurts it out. I've never heard him. He's always so hush-hush about his legal team.
And I'm not even talking about
Right, I didn't even know we were going to mention.
Thank you, Tamara. I read Mariah Carey's book, and Tommy didn't like her hanging out with any of the black athletes or rappers. Therefore, after the divorce, she worked with any rapper she wanted to because she was let free. Thank you, Tamara. That's exactly how it went. Thank you. Tam Fran's going to be on hopefully next week with her.
my ex-friend Lloyd Braun. What a dick he turned out to be.
But the one thing I can say about that show is
yeah, I'm glad the show's doing horribly. And
it is bad. I'm friends with a guy.
Okay, so he's also goofing on. They're pissing on Stuttering John's "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here." That's also an ABC show. So he's going after that through the "Are You Hot" lawsuit, but he won't bring the show up, and he won't bring up Einzinger or Jackie.
On it, and I can't watch it.
Yeah, it's awful.
Stuttering
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, it's a good thing that
Right, Autobot. So the Seinfeld storyline is Lloyd Braun was the big advisor to Mayor Dinkins. That's exactly right. And they
they thought of what these people would do while they're there.
there's no game.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's not even give any attention to anything ever on ABC.
All right.
I told no because my ex-lawyer is a backstabber.
All right, then just give me my $300.
Okay, catch that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
So
that's huge.
he hates Lloyd Braun. He stabbed me in the back. That's how that gets the cut to 20 seconds later. Goes because my fucking ex-lawyer just is a backstabber. So Lloyd Braun was considered his lawyer at a certain point, and he's all how executives are lawyers. Everyone's a lawyer. Everyone's a lawyer. If you become a lawyer and you have a legal background, apparently you could just do anything. You could become any politician you want. You become an executive for a network. It's a weird conduit to everything. I never knew that.
Oh, it is. We have in Australia a bunch of comedians who became extremely successful, who became talk show hosts here, and they're all ex-lawyers. 2, 3, or 4 of them, major celebrities here. All
One of the
lawyers.
great comedians. Remember Greg Giraldo, Bon? Greg Giraldo, he's been on the Stern Show a few times. Great roast comedian. Nice guy. I met him a couple times, and he committed suicide and suicide. And he was a lawyer, and he quit. And he just said, I don't want to do this. He just had too much scruples, or he just was he couldn't get into the, and you get dirty and you become just ruining people's lives. And he just went into stand-up, but he was originally, and they were obsessed with bringing that up with Greg Giraldo, how dare you quit a legal practice to do stand-up? And that was his claim to fame all the time.
God.
Wow, I didn't know you
talk about what?
Yeah, you remember Greg Giraldo?
Of course.
Chubby?
Yeah, I saw him on the
He's
Howard
good.
roast on the Stern Show a couple times.
Great, really likable, charismatic comedian. I really was upset by his death.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
He was on. Remember Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn?
Mm-hmm.
It was a kind of a rip off of Bill Maher's Politically Incorrect. It was just nothing but comedians. He was a very regular panelist on that, and he was also the head writer, I think. He
When did this
eviscerated.
happen?
Oh God, Greg Giraldo. God, I think he's been gone for about 10 years now.
Jeez.
Remember Patrice O'Neill died right around the same time, and there's a lot of. I was watching an old Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, and the entire panel was dead. It was Ken Ober from Remote Control. It was Patrice O'Neill. It was Greg Giraldo, and it was a comedian named Todd Lynn, who's a black comedian who looks remember Mo Vaughn, the first baseman for the Red Sox? He looked just like him.
Whoa.
He's wearing a backward baseball hat too.
Mo Vaughn.
Remember that guy?
Oh yeah, what is that? Oh yeah, I owe you money for something. I remember
The
that.
Bachelorette.
Yeah, The Bachelorette. So much to talk about. But what was I talking about to start this whole thing?
You went to the Grammys. So you walked the red carpet.
Then you get there and.
By the way, Chubby Pickle, I agree with you. The Atlanta Falcons should change their uniforms for good to the '80s uniforms and wear the red helmets that William
Yeah.
Andrews. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Boy, what a party. I mean, this guy Clive Davis.
Pulled out all the stops.
Well, they were interviewing him. They go, well, what do you think of Clive? And I go, I'll tell you the truth. I don't know, Clive. I don't even know anything he's done. I don't care about him.
I keep hearing his name.
Yeah, I know he's important to people, but to me...
So this is Howard being reductive towards the legend of Clive Davis. He knows exactly who he is. He knows exactly what he does. You don't get invited to this party unless you are super... And they're giving him royal treatment, and they sit him next to his buddy, P. Diddy. You're not getting sat next to him unless you're requesting to be sat next to him.
What a douche, man.
It was a party on a Saturday night, free alcohol and a free dinner. And you know what? It seemed like a lot of famous people would be there, and it'd be fun.
It?
What?
Where was it?
You know,
don't even know.
I don't know.
You don't know where you were.
I know I was downtown.
You're too funny.
That's hilarious.
Was it a fabulous place?
Here, someone give me the address. 55 Wall Street, whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
He doesn't know what Wall Street is. Now, obviously, he's so sequestered and so insulated and so stupid and so to be that charming that you don't have to know roads. Wall Street, a international reference. There's movies based on it. Is probably, if you ask people on the in Australia, name 3 streets in New York and Manhattan. Wall Street probably be either the first thing you'd say, or you'd say Broadway and Wall Street. And Howard doesn't know
42nd Street.
He doesn't, or 42nd Street's a good one too. And he somehow doesn't. We all know he doesn't know how to get it, but this is ridiculous. He doesn't know the place. This is how. Could you imagine being in this position where you don't have to know where you're being like on a velvet pillow walked into? He doesn't need to know any streets. This is ridiculous. This guy gets $4,000 a minute, and you can't relate to anything he does. Like, he has no life. I said he makes Michael Jackson look like Scott DePace in terms of relatability. Like, there's nothing. I really think Michael Jackson's more down to earth than Howard is. I have no problem saying that.
Did you know Michael Jackson was a Crip?
What? I never saw him wearing blue.
Yeah, he's a Crip.
Did you hear what Brendan said last week, Chubby? That Snoop Dogg gets away with, like, just using the Crip, all the Crippinisms in his life, and he monetized it in a family-friendly. Like, he gets to do like the Super Bowl halftime show, and he gets all these family shows in prime time, and he's literally just doing Crip walks
all day, every day.
It's crazy. I saw that Suge Knight bailed out Snoop Dogg to the tune of $4.5 million. He told I'll play that next after this.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if I left that in, but that's what did happen. Suge Knight was saying that he bailed Snoop Dogg out of jail, and the bail was $4.5 million. Wow. And no one, apparently that wasn't revealed anywhere or something.
Very nice place.
You want to know something interesting about Clive Davis, that you don't know anything about him?
Yeah.
You know, he used to be the head of Columbia Records back in the day.
Right.
And you know why he was fired?
Okay, this is Gary with his Ross Zapin record executive knowledge.
Yeah, you got the
right?
chief of Ross.
He has no reason to know that. He has no reason to know that.
In the day.
Right.
And you know why he was fired? Security took him out of the building.
Why?
Because Columbia claimed that he charged his son's bar mitzvah to the company.
Yeah.
But he said, hey, I got to invite a lot of business people. If I have my son's bar mitzvah, I'd invite 75 people.
It's a little shady.
He goes, I had to invite 500 people.
A little shady? You don't think Howard's charging?
His birthday parties and stuff.
That's right. That's
Come
serious.
on, man.
There's no doubt about it. And you remember when he threw they have the office party? That's a write-off. That is an utter write-off. There's no doubt about it. At the
nothing
Lure
coming out of
Fish
his
Bar.
pocket.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? I bet you that party he threw for Artie, he wrote off too.
Oh, the pizza party?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. And by the way, what a great guy. He's throwing Artie a pizza party. Artie's the reason you got the $240 million bonus. And so all you're gonna give him is two fucking Sicilian pies. He's supposed to kiss your ass for that.
Some meatballs.
And some meatballs. I mean, honestly, like, it's a great way to shut Artie up, because he's not meaning that bonus if Artie doesn't come to him with serious.
Right.
You know, I had to invite all these other people, so he, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what.
He can afford to give his son a bum.
This was in like 1970, 74.
This dude has so much going on.
So Gary has Clive Davis biographical knowledge from the 70s. What is there? Is that any doubt that Ross Zapin's shuttling him Clive Davis stories, and why would Gary know Clive Davis stories from the 70s? Gary he wanted to be like an MTV VJ
So bad.
so bad, right? Really, Gary's dream job is what Ross does. I think Gary would switch places with Ross in a second.
Quick.
And right, it's all he just is obsessed with pop music, and he has no reason to memorizing Taylor Dane lyrics and stuff. He has no reason to know that stuff unless he thought that he was gonna be Alan Hunter, and that it was gonna
Man, I mean, everyone kisses his ass, and he kisses everyone's ass. I realize why he's successful. He gives you an ass lathering. When he's up there talking about anybody in the recording business, he lathered.
That's right, Jose. Patrice O'Neill was the one holding Opie and Anthony together he's the reason I listened to their show. Unless he was on, or Greg Giraldo, or Louis C.K., or Nick DePaul, I didn't listen for them. I listened for the comedians they had on. I would never listen. And Patrice O'Neill is the number one draw for me to listen.
Drew Barrymore's ass for a half hour singing happy birthday to her on stage.
Oh my goodness.
Howard's best friend, Drew Barrymore.
Taylor.
Loves her.
So, so they see at a table. I had a good.
Chubby, did you see the clip? We played it on Gunk a lot, and I'll bring it back here. When Howard, the 9/11 tribute to the Badge Bunnies with the firemen and the cops and stuff, and they did a fundraiser for 9/11. And Howard came out and did nothing but eviscerate Drew Barrymore in front of this thing was like internationally shown, this fundraiser, and it was every heavyweight, and he just said she's a coward. She's running away from. She won't come and host Saturday Night Live because that is, you couldn't treat anyone worse. I would never forgive him for that. And all these, you couldn't. You know how we were so. Everybody wanted blood, and we're invading the wrong countries, and to be portrayed as anti-American at that point, the whole country would want you killed. Like everybody, I bet you she took shit for months and months. In fact, I think I have audio of her. She got interviewed by someone and said that Howard Stern ruined my life or something for 2 years, where everybody was just like, shaming me for not coming to New York during that time.
See, Clive gave me a good seat. I was like right up, it's going to be a big show, major talent, blah, 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 blah.
So it's a sit-down dinner.
Yeah.
So this is a gay reference. I know you're from the Bronx, Chubby. You know Christopher Street? That's like the West. That's like the gay cat, the West Village. It's like the ground zero for Christopher Street. I don't know how Ben knows that. The only street Howard knows is Christopher Street.
He knows that well.
Kid Rock. It was me, Kid Rock, no Pam Anderson.
I can't believe you couldn't get a babysitter.
Couldn't get a babysitter.
That is more funny than anything you will ever say.
Right. Richie Sambora without Heather Locklear, and I realized these two dudes are hanging with each other, and both of them, their wives bang Tommy.
Okay, Melvin's a good guy, Chubby. He wants to know. These are good questions. I might have asked you this. Do you have any other details? What about Howard's posture at the party?
Lord have mercy.
What did you see Mr. Anorexic?
Yeah.
Eat anything?
Yeah. Yeah. He had a small plate, like bird food. He was just picking. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He was just picking. He had some vegetables. He had some scallops. I seen that there, and he had his drinks. He had about.
That sounds about right. That
drinks.
sounds exactly what I would imagine.
Yeah, his plate wasn't full at all.
Beth was mingling, Melvin. If Chubby said that, she was off to the side. You never spoke to her, right? She was just kind of.
No. I just seen the back of her head.
And you couldn't tell who she was talking to. You couldn't see.
Shit, it might have been Katie Joel. It was just two people.
It had to be.
Her and two other people.
It had to be. I'm going to say it is.
And his cologne.
Wow, what a return!
Could have been Whitney Cummings too.
He said his cologne. I didn't get close to smell him.
He's kidding.
It smells like shit.
It was a sauvage, Melvin.
But John, you got it right when you say his spinal bifida, man.
Bifida.
When he stood up, like I said, he looked over his glasses, and my hat brim was right there level with that big schnoz. So if he would have stood up straight, his whole head probably would have been over mine.
Think about how inflexible you would be. Like if you have your whole life, you have this bitch ass, like perfect head, never done a day's work in your life. He does nothing but sit and lay down, right? So he never has to. He's literally being walked around on a velvet pillow Think about your body. You would have no flexibility. You would have wigabifida. You would not. It would look like your body would eventually morph into the chair because he doesn't have to walk anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to. The limo drives him to a freight elevator. The most he walks is from the end of the hallway from the freight elevator to the studio, and he doesn't even do that anymore. And that's like 12 feet.
What? Do anybody know what size shoes he wear?
I'm gonna go with like 14.
Wow, man, because his feet was huge, bro.
Who in the NBA? It was Bob Lanier was known to have size 21s. Who else? Shaq. Oh God, they used to have the foot size. I'm trying to remember who else. Was it Luke Longley? He's an Australian Luke Longley, Bond.
Yeah, what a weird
The
fraternity.
guys who are with the women who bang Tommy Lee?
Yeah. They're getting Tommy's sloppy second.
I bet there's a lot of those guys around and they don't even know it.
Right. I think maybe half the world is sharing Tommy Lee's sloppy second.
That's what I was going to say. That's the group you want to be in.
Yeah. So, Richie, great guy, funny guy. I kept asking him, like,
Richie as Richie Sambora. Richie Notar, you guys know him, right? He's the co-owner of Nobu.
To plug, that's what he plugs for the store.
Yeah, we don't. By the way, thank you, Chubby. The payola with him. I told Bond this. I don't think I said this on this show. I was listening to. Did I say this on here, Bond? The Alan Hunter thing. And I was listening to Sirius 80s, and he came back and he goes. So I'm listening to, and so I had these little like 30-second interstitials when the DJ throws it. They don't talk a lot on the music channels on Sirius. So I'm listening to Sirius 80s, and Alan Hunter from MTV comes on, and they use all the ex VJs from MTV, and he goes, yeah, I have this this, I think it was an energy drink he was pushing. He's like, I got no energy in the afternoon, and I had this. He's like, look, before I get started, I'm not Howard Stern. I don't do product placements. I don't push shit and get paid for it like he does. I really use this stuff.
Yeah, you said that on air. Yeah, I
did
remember
say
this.
it. Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir.
So that's implying he knows something that Howard's doing this. The payola stuff is definitely true. We've been saying that forever, and I think he's on the verge of getting fired. And he got like his. I think that they told him, we're going to give you till fucking whatever, and we're going to go straight no DJs. You're getting, because everybody hates Howard. It's serious because his money destroys like account executives and salespeople and DJs and shows. Sam Mitchell, who is an ex-NBA player, and he's on NBA TV, and he got to this fight last night with his co-host. It was phenomenal, unbelievable. He just destroyed this. I've never seen anything like this on sports TV, and I'm gonna have it for next time. Anyway, Sam Mitchell was on NBA radio, does a show with Brian Geltzeiler. It's called NBA Weekend, and it's on from 7 a.m. to 10. It was on Saturday and Sunday, my favorite show to listen to. They killed the Sunday show, and now it's just Saturday. Why? Because that was when Howard got his money, and they killed all these shows on the sports channels, and so that was one of them that went away, and it made me hate Howard. And they said that. They said, well, Howard Stern's got to get paid. We had to cut Sunday.
Wow.
And they did it like kind of half kidding, but they were pissed. And they do it all the time. The sports guys are constantly throwing like little jabs at him that he's the reason why they don't have wall-to-wall programming.
And those are some good quality guys. Oops, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. And these shows put a lot of work into it. They have passion. They probably have. We're never going to know, the listeners, right? Because they don't reveal it. Because what it's going to do is embarrass Howard. Because we know that they lied to Kamala Harris's people. These PR people told Kamala Harris's people, oh, we have like 8 million listeners on any given day, and they didn't follow up on it, and they couldn't. They weren't forced to release the metrics. And that's what that's how they book. You think Kamala will waste her time in the straits she's in right now doing that fucking show, knowing that he has 40,000 people listening to him?
And he had the same suit on that he interviewed Biden in.
Oh, he looked ridiculous. He looked ridiculous. You can't put him in anything. He's such a genetic. He is such that genetic. He is such a Marfan goblin. There's nothing you could put him in.
That reminds me, John. Just reminds me of something. I found.
Dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
Oh my God, that's so great! Look at what does Sarah's cartoon cat Camilla think about this? That's one cool. Okay. So did I finish?
I just had all those new artists up there. I'd say,
Sarah
Richie,
would be
the guy in American Idol. Tell me, is this guy got a shot? And you go, no.
Oh, thank you, RK. I'm sorry. Artie's birthday was, he turned 50. Can you believe he's 50? Wait a minute.
57?
Born in 1967. No, yeah, 57. Yeah, Artie turned
Wow.
57.
Happy birthday, Artie.
Is that crazy? Can you believe, guys? He's been off the show for 15 years.
It's been that long?
Wow. It's been that long.
God.
December of 2009 is the last time he was on.
Wow.
15 years. We always think like it just happened, but that was really that was the end of the show. That was.
Yeah, man, that was the death of it. That jumped the shark there, brother.
There was no replacing that.
I sat at a table with Ahmed Erdogan.
Oh, yeah.
The legend. Which was considered a major guy to sit at his table.
By the way, Artie's in Florida. What do you think he did during the floods and shit?
Depending on where he is, I hope he's okay.
I wonder that set up with his mom and stuff. I want that. We'll never know.
Does he have any money?
I think he probably gave his. I bet his mom invested well or stocked it away for this emergency, and he sold that summer house, that beach house he had on the Jersey Shore. He was doing some stand-up gigs. I hope he's all right. I don't know.
Wow.
He spends. He's generous. I don't know. I hope.
Who else goes to Great Adventure on gay day with a red shirt on? You want it in the ass.
Artie. Bless his heart.
Another big guy.
Yeah, well, you know what? There were crumbs all over his face from trying to eat. He's an old dude. Got the goatee.
Yeah, Rick the electrician's right. Artie wasn't even making $1 million a year on Howard, and he's the reason that he signed that $240 million bonus.
He could have gave him $1 million.
He could have just given him $1 million, but he gave him a pizza party. And he acts like, oh, and I was like, oh, I
so
can't
much.
So much.
He's from trying to eat. He's an old dude.
Thank you. So Howard and I have the same shoe size.
13.
13. Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That makes.
Wow.
He got the goatee, and half his food was in his goatee.
Well, that's what I say about Clive. It's like he's still in the music business.
Well, and very successful. So I go to sit down at the table. I took Ross Zapin and his girlfriend Melissa with me, right? I said, Ross, this is such a good thing for you to be at. You're in the music business.
Yeah.
And he was like, he thanked me. I said, Ross, this.
Yeah, thank you, Melody. Right, Howard gets. You know that Howard gets served all the advertisers, right? Despite even if it's not even the right demographic, he gets whatever he wants advertising wise, and he throws the shit at the other ones. And in 3 days at Sirius, you're like, oh, you do have commercials. Oh, so you lied to us for 1.5 years telling us it was commercial free and like this, and immediately they busted him on it. You knew he had something up his sleeve. There was no way, and that's how he double dipped. In addition to that, and then the product placement, you don't know what they're paying him for that product placement shit. And he used to be like crafty at it, but now you know he's doing it every time.
Yeah, didn't Ross Zapin have an argument with Gary about that?
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Shit is fan.
I'm going to go after some Ross Zapin stuff for next time. Melvin wants to know, Chubby, can you share anything else you saw at the party? Celebrities, fashion models, drunk, out of control people, open, hard drug use, open sex acts. Discuss, please.
Coke on tits. Coke on ass. This is early, bro. Like I said, I left at 2. All this was going on when I was there.
That's why you get a sign, Andy, right in front of you, blatantly right in front of you like that. That's
Chubby's given me some great drops. Thanks, Chubby. Yeah.
Right there. Right there, bro. If you
Coke
wanted
on
it,
tits.
Coke on tits, man. Dude going to what they call it, the waterboard, like that. Coke on
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Face white. Just wow, Jesus. This is crazy.
Vinny, it's Mark.
Dearest viewers, a new month and a new show. If able, please donate to the Arm Fund, which is how your host gets paid. Super Chat, Venmo, Cash App, or memberships. It all counts. We'll all go. Now put your face in the buttermilk and take a sip. Oh, that was so yeah, if anyone can, we'd appreciate it. We thank everyone. Sarah had that rap about the goal. It does take a lot to put this on. Even time-wise, I think the time is crazy. I never realized how much I put into this during the week, something like this. The good part is we can carry these over because I have so much material. And this is such an interesting topic about the inner sanctum of Howard and the Hamptons and stuff. We could really just, draft off into so many different areas with this.
And we did lose the sponsorship with Tavolo,
Yeah,
So
that was crazy.
I mean, I
They have no idea how lucky they were that you went to that extreme. It was amazing what you did.
The money that rolled in from their sponsorship was crazy, and I got a absolutely distressed voice message from John when they pulled their support for the show. John was yelling, "God, I just bought a Hyundai."
A Hyundai. I love that pronunciation. I just bought a chutzpah.
And I was apologizing. I'm sorry, the sponsorship. Oh no, and I don't know what Sarah bought.
You see, Bon, that'd be a great name for a car, a chutzpah. A chutzpah 2024. Autobot. That's right. The special concerts, right? Howard's always he's always given way too many tickets, right? If that's not a tip off of that partnership, that's exactly right. Every time they have a special concert, they tweak it around him. I got a good clip of him talking about his partnership with when they did that Studio 54 that he disagreed with. He disapproved of the Studio 54 launch, and he has this bitch fit. It's for another time, but it's a good clip.
Wow, man.
Music bitch. Well, and very successful. So I go to sit down at the table. I took Ross Zapin and his girlfriend Melissa with me, right? I said, Ross, this is such a good thing for you to be at. You're in the music business.
Yeah.
And he was like, he thanked me up and down because it was good. He goes to sit down. I sit down with my girlfriend. He takes the seat next to Ahmet Ertegun's wife and Ahmet Ertegun. Ahmet Ertegun's wife says, no. She didn't know who he was.
Yeah, Melody. By 2022, he had less than 150,000 listeners. I don't even think it's that much. I've heard as low as the last number I heard was like 60,000. And again, if there was something to brag about, you'd know about it because he'd brag about it. But the reason you can't find, he said they knew the metrics when they first started at Sirius, and now he claims he doesn't, which is utter bullshit. We know what a serial liar he is. He won't tell you because it's so embarrassingly low, and all the resources go to him, and they're killing shows that they killed the Pat McAfee show.
Wow.
For him. They dropped Barstool Sports because of his money. And they have far more listeners than he, far more. You put McAfee against it, I'm telling you, it is so crazy. You have a guy, his whole goal is to take all the money and take as many days off as possible. And they can't program. And then I will kill the talent. You can't even succeed because I won't let you succeed. And I will not mentor anybody. I will kill all the show. He's such a top. What a horrible decision. And
it's the worst decision. He regret it forever.
Yeah,
He's
guys
probably
said it
regretting
best.
it now.
You guys said it best. Sirius signed a deal with the devil, man.
Deal with the devil. That's what that whole thing was created for.
Well, she goes, Kid Rock is sitting next to me. She kicked Ross out of the seat.
Is that embarrassing?
But then when she saw me sit down, she was, "Oh, Kid Rock's here alone. You sit down here." You know, like she had made she was not happy.
Moving the people until
she did not want Ross sitting next to her.
She's a major cool. She's a major party thrower.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh God, Gary's just he talked to Ross for like 4 hours about this party, so he's got all this. Rick the electrician says, I remember him saying something about. This is about Artie, that his uncle gave him good investing advice and that he followed it to the T. I hope you're right, Rick. Thank you for that. I didn't hear that clip.
And she doesn't want to be sitting next to Ross Zapin. I got it. She want to be kind of mean.
She want to be in a picture with Ross. I understand.
Wow.
Did you talk to the Ertegans at all?
I talked to the wife. She was nice. Nice to me.
Once she gets to the right person, she can be nice.
She was lovely.
Hey, Chubby, do you think Howard is do you think he brings his security into this function with him?
I
Is he
believe
allowed to?
I believe it.
If he went, I agree. If he's going to P. Diddy's, it's complete, like you said, completely unnecessary. They were there to block him off from you, completely unnecessary. So if he's taking him to P. Diddy's, he's gonna take him to this.
Hey, everywhere,
Gotta
man.
be hovering.
Everywhere.
She's raw, charming.
Not you, Ross. Howard.
I'm here with the Erdigans. He's a big deal. He's another guy who's a big deal in the music industry, and everybody loves him, but I don't know why.
You have no idea what that guy's done.
I don't care.
I mean, he's a legend.
Yeah.
And genuinely, like, he discovered everybody.
When you were walking your dog, Chubby Pickle and I were talking about how Gary's real ambition in life is he wishes he was Ross Zapin. Like, so all this music talk, he salivates. He wants to be Ross so bad. He knows all the record executives. He knows, and it's not for booking. Like, when they got some of these guys, like Ross Zapin was responsible for booking a lot of these guests. And that's why Howard made him a fucking executive when they moved to Sirius, with no reason other than that. Right? He's one of these guys who just keeps failing up. Well, when he's responsible for getting, I guarantee you, some of these guys that Howard can't book on his own, the way they found him was he was Dice's manager. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah says there's Venmo, Super Chats, Cash App, and the Stream Labs. And then she puts ZZZ. I don't know if that means she's tired of saying that or she's so sarcastic. It's always right, Laura from Dr. Katz.
You can imagine. The only legend I care about is me.
Well, you know what's funny? Because those are the guys you hear thanked all the time and the Grammys.
Yeah. Yeah. Frank Zappa named his kid Ahmed after this guy. And,
really? Is that why?
Yeah.
Dr. Katz's office.
Who else would name him that?
Right in the middle. That's great. That was good. Crystallopoulos says, I saw Artie doing a live gig in Detroit for a young boy who was very sick. I guess the kid was terminally ill. So that was way cool, right? Yes, it was way cool. I could see him doing that. Even if he wasn't, I could see him doing it. Yep. That's why Artie is, he's so I just don't know. He's everything Howard's not, right? He's just and he resented that he won the popularity contest they had. And I miss him so much. Every time I hear him on the show, we play these clips. I go, this is what's missing from this show.
Yeah.
All the heart and soul sucked out of that show and never came back.
Ahmed.
I guess so.
Yeah, where would you get a name?
Well, he named another one Dweezil.
Who's that? Yeah.
So I'm sitting at a table with those guys.
And they don't bring no other hot chicks besides.
No, and they were looking at my chick.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody else brought their chick.
Melvin is the Chubby. Melvin's like the Mr. Skin of Lotus Notes and the Deppening. He is obsessed with all things. He goes, and about the 2:00 mark, we see cocaine on tits right in front of Chubby Pickle.
Oh gosh.
Cocoa and tits.
My girlfriend goes, I have to apologize. I'm staring at your chest.
Motorboating, right?
Motorboating.
And
at least he's polite.
Or in P. Diddy's case, jet skiing with Mariah Carey.
Honey.
Yeah, it was like very odd.
He sounds like a.
What was that, Bon? Bon goes, black guys and jet skis. What does that mean, Bon? What was that?
The stereotype is we can't swim.
Oh no.
Barbadian.
Yeah. He's apologies. I'm staring at your chest. And
at least he's polite.
Yeah, it was like very odd.
Yeah, you ever notice too? So he's got to do a thing where Beth is the hottest chick in the whole place, despite the fact that P. Diddy has access to the hottest of the hottest, and Beth is an Ames model that couldn't even get on the cover of Steppin' Out magazine. And Howard thinks all these rock and roll people are salivating over Beth.
No, sir.
It's the same shit over and over again.
No, sir. At that party, she was at least a 4. Sorry, John. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. She was at least a 4 at that party.
Thank you, Chubby. So Beth is a East Hampton 4, according to Chubby Pickle. I love it.
And
at least he's polite.
Yeah, it was like very odd.
He sounds like a Barbadian.
Yeah. He's apologies. I'm staring at your chest. And
at least least he's polite.
He was, yeah, it was like very odd.
He sounds like a Barbadian.
He's a barbarian. Yeah.
So do you mingle at all? Go to other tables?
Yeah, sure. So Puff Daddy was at the next table to me, and I'm down with him.
He loves you?
Yeah, we did the embrace, which made me look good to the blacks.
Wait a minute, did you get the hug?
Hug,
where you
handshake.
Put your hand between your body?
We did the embrace, and that makes me look good to the blacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I just heard.
Wow.
And John, that
Black.
voice, way overmodulated.
That's what Melvin wanted to know. Melvin
It's like,
said,
Hey,
right.
how you doing? Like
Ah,
Kermit the Frog, man.
we call
You said
him
it
right.
right. Kermit, Darth Kermit. Yes,
Darth
sir.
Kermit, yes.
High pitch, brother. That's not his
love it.
voice at all. No, sir.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. He walks in with Naomi Campbell.
Wow.
Oh, wow. And forget Naomi Campbell. Well, here's a real C.
Yeah.
Here's a real.
So we just called Naomi Campbell a C.
That's
I'm
fucked.
surprised. And you know that she was probably fine to him. If you don't fawn over him, you are a C. And I'm sure she was fine. RK, yes. So this is Chubby Pickle. He is a delivery man extraordinaire. He goes from Alaska to fucking Palm Beach on a regular basis. The guy goes from the Baja in Lower California to Maine on a regular basis. And he delivers everything and anything and he delivered to a Puff Daddy's white party, and he saw it all in a mere Jesus, how long? So you were there at the actual party, you were there for a total of
Say from 8 to 2.
8
4 hours.
a.m. to 2 p.m.
Mhm.
And he saw this. It's phenomenal access, and he has given us all that you could want. And he spoke to Ralph, and he said Howard had 4 security guards at this party, hovering around him at all times. And he and Ralph had a screaming match. And that when he realized that that Chubby wasn't famous, he had his security block him off because he was afraid that Ralph was revealing secrets about Howard's hair.
Oh, son.
Yeah, Melody, that's what I would guess at this point. Maybe 25,000 listeners if they're lucky. And the replay is they count those as the you talk about padding your stats. I mean,
To be better, but I don't think she.
Sitting next to her, I said hello to her. She said hello, but she could barely get the words out.
Well,
and then
she had to take anger management classes.
Right.
I wouldn't mess with her.
Puff Daddy on his.
yeah, thank you, PCBO23. The regular commercials were there to pay. So Howard claims that there to pay the staff and Gary. So they had commercials. So Howard gets to pocket that whole money, and the commercials pay for the staff. I don't think people realize that.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. Gary admitted that on the wrap-up show and a couple times. He hasn't since, but way back in like 06, Gary was like, "Oh yeah, that's how we get paid because we have commercials now." He had to explain to the caller that why do you have commercials, and so Gary's like, "Oh well, that's how we get paid." So we get, and then they put a lid on it since. He's absolutely right. Thank you, PCBU.
Wow, right. And the hottest black chick I've ever seen in my friggin' life.
Really?
Oh my, I don't know.
Hotter than me? How dare you?
Different.
I bet she goes home with the 2 of them.
The show is about nothing, Tamara, but back then at least he talked about stuff. Even if he's lying, occasionally the truth did slip in, or maybe somebody else. But now you're not even getting this. I mean, I surmise because of what Chubby Pickle said, the first white party was in the early 2000s. I think he's been to every single one since. And he actually agreed to sign an NDA. But if the FBI had their shit together, they would interrogate Howard and his goons. I would.
Yeah. He knows a lot.
If you're saying it, that's true.
He knows a lot.
Yep.
He's seen the same shit I seen. He's sitting right there.
That's right. He's been in the inner sanctum. So there's no doubt.
Oy vey. I don't know. I don't know who Naomi Campbell's there with, but Puff Daddy, he like sits right up front. He seems to. He controls everything. He's like, he's there at the power table with like a lot of powerful black men.
Is he the guy that
Russell Simmons and his beautiful wife Kamora Lee Simmons and this big power table and
they're all together?
All together at the same table.
I went through the Russell Simmons interview. I think he might have been on twice, but he had this huge feud with apparently Howard was shouting racist shit and Russell Simmons. I got to go listen to it. But so I'm just skimming through it, and I thought P Diddy would come up over and over, and he didn't come up at all on the Simmons thing. Maybe he was just avoiding it, and maybe Howard read the riot act. But I was sure Puff Daddy would come up in the Russell Simmons interview, and he didn't come up, which pissed me off because I wasted all that time going through.
And Puff Daddy, when he sees someone he likes, he stands up and applauds, or he'll yell out to Clive, "I love you, Clive! I love you, Clive!" He
knows how to do the party.
Yeah, it's all about P Diddy.
Absolutely. If it's a party where they're not power people like that, P Diddy sits at a table alone and surrounds himself with bodyguards.
And the brother has major bling.
Okay, you hear that, Chubby? P Diddy sits alone and surrounds himself with bodyguards.
BS.
It's exactly what you described Howard as in front of you. That's it's verbatim.
Diddy sits at a table alone and absolutely. If it's a party where they're not power people like that, P Diddy sits at a table alone and surrounds himself with bodyguards.
And the brother has major bling bling. I mean, like, I'm looking at the guy, and he's got a pinky ring on that's like big giant rocks, and and a big diamond in his ear, and
you know what made me love?
Lots of bling bling.
You know what made me think he was the funniest guy that walked the earth? I opened up Us Weekly one time. He was out in the sun, and he was dressed completely in white, and he had a white guy holding an umbrella following him.
That was at the Cannes Film Festival one year.
Yeah, he didn't want to get darker. You can barely see him.
I was going to say, how could he?
Yeah, he is like maroon.
That's a good point, Melody. The staff would be like going hard for advertisers because it makes them get paid more, but something tells me that that's locked in. They're not getting raises until he says so, and I'm sure Howard pockets
that extra goes to him.
Yes, exactly right.
There was brutal racism right there in
Yep,
that clip.
let's go back to that.
Just Howard, that's
just Us Weekly.
At a table alone and surrounds himself with bodyguards.
And the brother has major bling bling. I mean, like, I'm looking at the guy, and he's got a pinky ring on that's like big giant rocks, and and a big diamond in his ear, and
you know what made me love?
Lots of bling bling.
You know what made me think he was the funniest guy that walked the earth? I opened up Us Weekly one time. He was out in the sun, and he was dressed completely in white, and he had a white guy holding an umbrella following him.
That was at the Cannes Film Festival one year.
Yeah.
Oh, check that out, Rick. Vinyl. It's about the scummy music industry in the 70s. God, if I make a list of all the things I'm supposed to watch that I can't get around to, you got to add that to the list. Thank you, Rick.
White, and he had a white guy holding an umbrella following him.
That was at the Cannes Film Festival.
Marta, that's Chubby Pickle, of course. We know him as Nick Blackwinkle, and he is a great guy and a great rock on tour, and he has insane stories, and it probably is way more where that came from. We haven't even scratched the surface.
She said, am I arms Robin? Damn, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult.
It's not. She just called you Uncle Tom. That's the worst thing you can say.
Oh, no.
That's the worst insult you can say.
Wow.
Yeah.
One year.
Yeah, he didn't want to get darker. You can barely see him.
I was going to say, how could he?
Yeah, he is.
So Melvin wants to know, Chubby, did all the guests come in self-driven cars? That's a great question, Melvin. Like the Lambos, or was everyone in limos and town cars and drivers parked elsewhere? Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Melvin. Yeah, it was a lot of nice cars out there, man. But they was parked away from where I was. I could see them, but I wasn't close to them. So I guess those are the people that came a little early to the party.
Yeah.
But once the party started like really getting rolling, say about afternoon, they was getting bussed in.
I'm obsessed with drunk driving in the Hamptons. Justin Timberlake, thankfully, just got it. There's nothing better than that, than him getting that. There's nothing better than that. And I'm obsessed with celebrities who do choose to drive, because they feel like these back roads, like, did you see cops on the way, Chubby? Because I do. And do you think cops are hanging out like on hoping someone rolls through a stop sign, hoping someone's tail light is out just to pull them over and get a Justin Timberlake like thing? I mean, there's no easier job than being a Hamptons cop. I cannot.
Yeah, there's nothing going on out there.
There's nothing going on. They
What do
get
these cops do all day?
Chubby, you live in the South Bronx. Explain to people the job a South Bronx cop has compared to a Hamptons cop.
It's like day and night, man. Those guys are on their toes every day, all day. 24 weather with their whole shift.
They get, I think, $125 grand to your starting cop in the South Bronx probably gets $35,000 a start. It's got, if that.
And those guys out there, man. Hey, John, I'm sorry. They
No,
looking
go ahead, go.
they looking for cars and people that don't belong out there. That's their main job. Ain't
That's
nobody
the job.
speeding, none of that crap. You know what I mean? There's none of that going on. You know, they might help people crossing guards with kids coming out of school, some shit like that. But other than that, there ain't nothing going on out there in the Hamptons, man.
Could you imagine, like, you know how they have the cops? They had like the captain speaks to the precinct. They all gather around and they tell they obviously go over the holidays, right? You know, they give them okay, go here. The blah 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 is having a party tonight. You know what's going to happen. I want you to wait for some kind of taillight to be out or roll through a stop sign, and you know that is the mandate. That whole town runs on fine money. Right. And it's so easy to speed. It's so easy to speed. If you go 35 miles an hour, you're going over the speed limit on some of these back roads.
Yes, sir.
Film festival one year.
Yeah, you want to get darker.
Welcome, Ida Greenbacks. Welcome, Ida. Yes. Happy Yom Kippur to you, Ida. Ida's one of the sweetest women in the history of, this Stern community can be some real, like, reprobate sociopaths, but she is the opposite. Just everything right about this community on the internet, right, Ida?
You can barely see him.
I was going to say, how could he?
Yeah, he is like maroon. he's so black. He's very dark. And
how much you want to bet Benji wrote that shitty joke for him?
Yeah.
Benji.
How much you want? Jackie's gone by this point. At least Jackie could be racist. At least it was clever racist. Like Benji's unfunny and still racist. This is
beautiful.
He doesn't have to read it too, Chubby, right? That's in front of his 10 monitors in front of him.
Right there. How does this show stay on the air, John? I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off again. I do apologize. How does this show stay on the air? He has to be a partner.
Because he's a part. Yes, he signed a deal with the devil in 2004, and they said you have no accountability, you have no ratings, you can stay on as long as he has a right to refusal contract that they have to offer him every 5 years, and it's the worst of the worst. I don't even know what to compare it to in show business. He's the richest entertainer in show business. Do you realize that?
It does nothing.
It does nothing. It's a show about nothing. It's worse than nothing, and it gets worse every year.
I salute everybody who listens, man, because I can't, bro.
It's a waste. He has nothing to offer. That's why with Gunk, I said this over and over again. I'm like, I'm repeating myself every day. I'm saying the same. He has the same lies and the same talking points, and I'm repeating the same rants and the same one-liners. And I just started to like die inside. It was so you get stupider, and I said that over and over again. You truly get stupider listening and commenting on that show, and I don't have the chromosomes to spare anymore. I just don't.
He is like maroon.
More the time.
He's so black. He's very dark. And
but beautiful.
Beautiful man. And he sat there, and Naomi Campbell sitting there in this big fur coat thing, and my girlfriend goes, "You remember she?"
I think it's Boogie Down Bronx, Marta, but close enough.
Boogie Down.
Bogey Down.
Bogey Down.
She used my real last name and we'll call it Bogey Down.
PETA ads like a year ago.
Yeah, Marta once saw Arm wearing a John Barbados jacket on 6th Street. That'd be something. Is that a knockoff joke, or is that was that Barbados? You know Barbados is at this fucking
oh yeah, he's there.
Every one of these parties.
All I know is she had a dead animal. I'm not even sure it was dead. It was wrapped around her. Then, but P. Diddy, he's so busy. Like during the concert that they're putting on there, he's got like the little
NBA referee extraordinaire Edward T. Rush. I'm on beer number 6. Proud of you, Ed.
Nice.
Proud of you. It's easy. I think it's a real drinker. 6 beers is easy. It's very. I don't think people realize how easy. You could plow right through like Corona. I mean, I could drink a 12 of Corona and nothing happens.
Hey, not to be funny, man, but tonight's my off night. I leave to go to Florida Monday morning, but I've been sipping on this the whole time we've been.
Good for you.
Nice.
What? God, Godspeed. Where are you going in Florida?
I'm going to deliver some generators down to Tampa, man. It's pretty messed up down there, so I'm
Damn.
gonna help out. Yeah,
You're doing the Lord's work.
yeah,
That's
I'm gonna
I
help
mean,
out.
that's great of you, man. That's doesn't surprise me coming from you.
Shirt that they're putting on there. He's got like the little camera, and he's sitting.
By the way, I don't want to wish ill on anybody, but why can't this hurricane, please, 17 Squabble Lane, and just reroute yourself. Just take out Castle Gayskull and take out the Palm Beach Mansion.
Yeah,
How
man.
great would that be? Just a
Oh,
fucking Aquaman, tidal wave that Aquaman just summons like monster squids and kraken, and they create this huge tidal wave and it just destroys both houses. How
wash
great
it
would
away.
that be?
Oh man, man, could you imagine the commentary on that? Ooh-wee.
Oh my God, that would be the best.
Trying to take pictures of Naomi Campbell, and she's getting annoyed and like trying to avoid his camera, and he's taking pictures. Then when he gets bored with that, he quickly picks up his two-way pager and he's paging. He is so busy.
Well, he's the first one who used to show up at the restaurant and sit down and start.
Marta's driving drunk. I love it. She had 3 martinis for dinner. That's straight vodka, if anyone doesn't know.
Nice. Hey,
And
right quick.
driver
Right,
move.
right quick, John. Listen, at the party, they were taking a lot of pictures, right? This guy here wasn't minding taking pictures until he was asked to stand up.
Right. Right. They have a photographer, and he's saying this, and there's way more where this came from. By the way, this picture is sacred to them. You see this thing I'm on here? They want you to pay for this. This is sequestered in some site where they want you to pay for this. So this guy, the photographer they have here, hoarded these pictures, and it's really difficult to find shots from, but this is from the same party. This is exactly what you're saying.
He did not he was there with his little food and he was eating, and folks was coming behind him taking pictures like that. Soon as they were like, hey man, we're gonna move over here, like to where the grass is open. He saw, he was tapping his security guys. They helped him up, and he was like a little pissy about going over there to take pictures. Yeah, man.
Look at his face. He's got the jutting jaw, the bad. He can't and he's faced. So his thing about the right side, like Streisand. Look at what side P. Diddy's on.
Yeah,
so Howard insisted that he be on the right to this professional photographer, and he's doing that same he thinks he's a badass with that jutting jaw on the right side. You're so right. Look at
for a long time, I thought he was albino because the way his eyes go darting back and forth. Man.
Yes,
like
crazy eyes.
That is true, man.
His nickname is Crazy Eyes.
Crazy Eyes, beautiful.
Yes, Marta. John Barbados. I'm sorry, John Barbados is the gay designer from Detroit that Howard wears, aka Howard was wearing Sean John clothes before that, by the way.
Start making phone calls.
Yeah, he's got the phone, the pager, the camera. He's got devices.
Marta says, "Red tornado ravaged my town." Well, we're glad you're right. Sounds. To have 3 martinis, I think that's the ultimate FU to a tornado, that you could drive drunk. And it's no better time to drive drunk than now, right? The last thing cops are looking for is drunk driving in Florida right now. They got a lot more to worry about than that.
A lot more.
So that's phenomenal.
He's got every electronic gadget you can imagine. He probably sets up a satellite dish.
He's so ADD, man. The dude's just like,
You know who's like that is Russell Simmons, because he came in here once and he's got the phone in his ear and the pager in his hand and he's got something else going on, and then he starts having a conversation with you and then you answer him, but then he starts talking to somebody on the phone, but you think he's talking to you, and then he's like, no dude, I'm not talking to you, I'm on a phone.
He's multitasking.
Yeah, ignoring you.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Gary thinks he's there. Gary wants to be. Gary cannot stand he wasn't invited. Yes, Melody. The Stern Show, everybody's like, well, yeah, it's not work what he does. He works 20% of the year. The show is whatever he wants. He has no metrics. He has no accountability. It doesn't have to be funny. It doesn't have to be interesting. It doesn't have to be anything. And nobody can tell him no. And he's doing it from how is this work in anybody's world? Look at what fucking Chubby Pickle does. And Howard calls that work. Listen to his show the last month. Tell me what that is work. What about that is work? He gets up early. That's his decision. He could easily do the show in the afternoon.
He's aging. He is so busy.
Well, he's the first one who used to show up at the restaurant and sit down and start making phone calls.
Yeah, he's got the phone, the pager, the camera. He's got devices.
He's got every
Happy Canadian Thanksgiving, Frank the Tank. Is that when it is? Don't Canadians have like prime rib and seafood bisque? That's way better than our Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Way better.
Sounds
right?
good.
Who wouldn't want prime rib with fucking boring ass tryptophan turkey?
Gadget you can imagine. He probably sets up a satellite dish.
He's so ADD, man. The dude's just like,
You know who's like that is Russell Simmons, because he came in here once and he's got the phone in his ear and the pager in his hand and he's got something else going on, and then he starts having a conversation with you and then you answer him, but then he starts talking to somebody on the phone, but you think he's talking to you, and then he's like, no, dude, I'm not talking to you, I'm on a phone.
He's multitasking.
Yeah, ignoring you multitasking.
Black guys love gadgets more than white people. They love it.
But then, but they'll be sitting.
Howard, don't you have a new mini iPad like every 3 days that he needs John Hine to program for him? Black guys love gadgets. Don't you have a TV that comes out of the fucking wall that, what's her name? Oh God, what the chick from Son of the Beach? God damn, why am I blanking on her name? It's been on for a while now. Lila Arciera. When she blew up his spot about all the fucking ridiculous gadgets he had, like this Stark Enterprises TV come out of the goddamn wall.
Yeah, you had to get Jeff Schick.
Black guys have gadgets.
His buddy Jeff Schick had to hook it up for him.
Mr.
Mr. IBM.
Well, I hope that. I mean, that doesn't. Look. No judgment. I mean, if there's ever a time to do it, and hopefully the Uber guy is at least buzzed. I heard this thing about drunk driving. They said blissed versus blitzed. So you want to be blissed and not blitzed, and that's the perfect mood to be in.
At a table
I actually
on the
consciously
phone,
didn't drink for like 3 days in a row. What is that from, Bon?
It's got to be a long time ago by the sound of that mic.
It's got to be from 15. That's got. I'm a drinking coach, and I have alcohol at my disposal. I could make a killing as a drinking coach.
One
Brothers
of
and
the funniest things you've ever done is to come up with that title, a drinking coach. I've never heard.
Why not?
See, that's
Why not?
stand-up comedy would be perfect for that.
There's
a
way
drinking
worse
coach.
things in the world
You need
than
a
a drinking
T-shirt, man. A black T-shirt with white writing, drinking coach. Like, get it made. It's just such. It's
It
crazy.
just started to depress me that all these people who can't drink anymore, and it's just like if you only
It's me.
had
I can't. I
yeah,
know,
you
it's
needed a drinking
awful.
coach. You just
Do I have to spell that out for you? You kidding me?
was that Grace again? Chris said, "Brother, can I tell you that John Varvatos was at a local darling? He's a local in Detroit for many years. He opened a shop in downtown neighborhood that was a sketchy a decade ago. And Iggy Pop is his buddy, right, Chris? And he's also from Detroit.
Each other.
No, they are, but they're on the phone to each other.
You
At the
mean
table.
this?
Yeah, they call each other.
I've been with Ross when he's blackberried somebody across the table.
Yeah.
Like, check out her ass.
Right. There's a whole thing going on.
Well, that's just being polite.
You know, Marta's speaking into the phone, and it's all these strange typos are coming up. I'm so blind that I would still make that mistake. I can't see anything anymore, and I would be way worse. I'm drunk driving. I meant driving. Well, we want it to be driving.
Light. It's almost like a portable office setup.
Yeah.
Everybody comes in.
Wherever you go, you can work.
Get all your gear down on the table.
But who else you got to call at this party?
I'm trying to think who else was there. I'm walking around. Who else I run into? That's Moonves.
Yeah, the clothing's not for civilians, Chris. I know. It's like $115 for a fucking scarf in July.
Speak to us?
Yeah, I spoke to him.
Is it cordial?
Yeah. I just feel bad about him.
Howard and Les Moonves, this constant back and forth. He loves him, he hates him, he meets him, and it's just like, so right here, I want to do the math. Okay, what he's talking about, he won't reveal it. This is the ferret in me, or just putting two and two together. So what did he recently in these years just before this bomb on with? What was one of the biggest disasters of his career? The Saturday night CBS show, right? So Vinny Favale had to be the go-between between Moonves and Howard, and he would be like, he doesn't do anything with it. He doesn't want to do new material. He doesn't want to do anything live. He wants this power edited ADHD version of his show, and Moonves. And I remember I worked at CBS for 2 months, for like 4 months, and the executives thought it was the biggest shit show. I can't believe what we're paying him. They're going against Saturday Night Live. They let him do whatever he wanted to. This is an hour on network TV. This is CBS. This isn't this is deep cable. This is CBS. And he was so lazy and so unambitious. And by ambitious, I just mean unartistic, where he just wanted to, he did nothing. He didn't make a single bit of effort to contribute anything to a CBS show that he got all the money for. And Vinny Favale had to explain himself to Moonves how bad this show was, how embarrassing it was. And so this is what what this is Moonves is like, you fucking huckster. I sold you to these executives and you gave me this hunk of shit. Howard's so entitled, he thinks everyone's just going to watch it. Like, he doesn't think he has to do anything.
Yeah, check out her ass. Right. It's the whole thing going on.
Well, that's just being polite.
It's almost like a portable office setup.
Yeah.
Everybody comes in.
Wherever you go, you can work.
Get all their gear down on the table.
But who else you got to call at this party?
I'm trying to think who else was there. I'm walking around. Who else I run into? That's Moonves.
And did you speak to Les?
Yeah, I spoke to him.
Was it cordial?
Yeah. I just feel bad about him. I just think he tolerates me and isn't a real friend, but all right.
You can work.
Marta's got martini eyes versus Howard's crazy eyes. Right? How do you delineate martini eyes from Corona eyes? I mean, Melody must be a mixologist, because as a drinking coach, I don't even know the term martini eyes, and I would use that as an internet name. That's a great name, martini. Anyone know that, martini eyes? That's like a Sex in the City joke, I guess. Melody, right?
That was a good one.
That is good.
Get all your gear down on the table.
But who else you got to call at this party?
I'm trying to think who else was there. I'm walking around. Who else I run into? That's Moonves.
And did you speak to Les?
Yeah, I spoke to him.
Was it cordial?
Yeah. I just feel bad about him. I just think he tolerates me and isn't a real friend, but all right. What am I going to do? You know what? Who cares?
But did he, give you the big Les smile?
Well, Les was there with his daughter and his wife, so, he comes running over to...
Notice, no accountability, no details. Why he's feuding with him? No accountability. It's Les's fault. Your show was a complete power-edited ADHD version, a worse version of the show.
Always the victim.
Fault. Always the victim.
That's always.
Because he wants to impress his daughter.
Right.
I know what's going on. We're best pals. Brian Gumble and his beautiful wife, Hillary.
Yeah, a lot of people, he's friends with Brian Gumble. That doesn't come up a lot. He's another Hamptons buddy. Also, Matt Lauer, bestie. Matt Lauer was at, Don Lemon's wedding a couple weeks ago, which I'm sure Howard was invited to. Don Lemon's fans, he calls them Lemonheads. Remember the Lemonheads, Bon? Evan Dando.
Oh, yeah.
Lemonheads? Yeah. Brian Gumble is in those circles. You remember when Howard had that impersonator, the guy who looks exactly like him and sounds like him? So he was playing along, and this guy played it where Bryant Gumble thought he was Howard.
Really?
And Howard got so pissed at this guy that he was going to ruin his relationship with Brian Gumble. I have that clip. I can't play it tonight, but it was he was genuinely like just enraged that this guy was jeopardizing his relationship with Brian Gumble. Brian Gumble's like almost 80 now.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Remember Greg Gumble is his brother, and he's been with CBS as long as I can remember. He was a Knicks play-by-play announcer with Marv Albert at one point, and he actually, Brian Gumble was the first host at WFAN in the morning, and he couldn't handle the grind of sports broadcasting, and that became Imus. I don't know if people remember that. Brian Gumble was the original host of WFAN. Greg Gumble. I'm sorry, Greg Gumble.
Greg.
Yeah. He was like my best friend.
He's been on Howard a few times.
You're pals with those guys,
nice
right?
Guy.
That's the second time you see them. Well, we say hi, we're cordial,
Well,
Yeah, that's a good, Melly. We got to coin the drink, the martini with Marta's name. It's such an obvious pun.
Martini eyes.
I saw pictures of them at the Cindy Adams dog
Oh,
party,
this-
so I
it's
figured
lost.
they need friends.
They don't.
What is the Cindy Adams dog party?
She wrote a book with her dog,
Yeah.
and she had a book party.
And everyone brought their dogs.
She wrote a book.
Do you remember the gossip columnists? Howard was so in bed with like Cindy Adams and Liz Smith, and AJ Benz is obviously the one that Howard was so in bed with these gossip columnists and Richard Johnson, and that was a really big thing that I miss from the show, him feuding with gossip columnists. Don Lemon sucks penis, says Marta. Very poetic for breakfast. He gives a bad rep to the cool 80s gays. Lemonheads. You don't think he gets the name Lemonhead for nothing, huh? Mike Walker, of course, the great Mike Walker. Can I tell you my favorite Matt Dillon story real briefly? Okay, last thing we're going to do here. I swear to you.
Please don't.
This is quick. This is P. Diddy agrees to do a commercial for the Stern Show. And you don't do this unless you're good buddies with him. We'll go into the sweatshops. P. Diddy gets, you guys remember P. Diddy got accused of running sweatshops, and that is trafficking. And that is a clip I have here from, it's an interview he did with Howard calling in from Halloween of 2003. We'll do that for next time, but we'll end with this. This is P. Diddy doing a promo for the Stern Show. It's actually kind of funny. He does it very well. He roasts Howard in the promo.
Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? This is the world famous P. Diddy, a.k.a. Puff Daddy. And you're listening to the only man I share my hoes with. H. Diddy, Howard Stern, yeah. And check out my clothing line, Sean John. I've been trying to make Howard look good, and believe me, it's no small feat. I mean, come on, man. I'm a clothing designer, not a f***ing magician. It's tough to make this bag of smell like roses. I'm thinking of coming out with a line of ski masks for people that look like Howard. That's one ugly motherfucker. Damn. Anyway, here's one ugly brother, Howard Stern.
Thank you, P. Diddy. P. Diddy ripping me a new a-hole. Look at him.
By the way, compliments to P. Diddy. That was a fantastic read. That was really good. He killed it on that.
Full of energy. Yeah.
Full of energy, hit all the right punchlines. That's how you do it.
You probably got it on one take.
I probably did it on one take.
That was not nice. P. Diddy says I'm the only guy he'll share his hose with.
Yeah, but has he thrown any your way?
Man, when I saw him at that stupid thing I went to, holy mackerel, he had some bitches with him.
Didn't share it all.
No, oh my God, the guy had bitch after bitch.
So if I'm the FBI listening to this, I'm going, we're questioning Stern. He absolutely no, and you know he's such a pussy. He would give him anything they wanted to. There's no way. You talk about bitches get stitches. I mean, this is a bitch. He would completely roll over on him, right?
Quick.
Yeah. Well, that's why he knew he'll never do anything. He never break the law.
He's terrified. He's gonna be
like he's a tough guy.
Yep.
Beautiful bitches.
Look like David Spade.
Here we go.
I love my niggas. I can't say that.
I love my niggas, but that's my bitches. It's so good. It's alright. All day, all night. All my bitches, cause wherever I go, all my bitches. East to the west coast, all my bitches.
I own all of DMX's music, by the way, so there's no copyright on this.
That was
I own every
strange.
bit of it.
He bleeped the F word, but he didn't bleep the N word.
Loves the N.
Did Cat notice that?
Of course. Why do you think he's playing this? The only motivation is because he says the N word over and over again. There's no other reason to play it. It's the only thing he cares about.
Crazy shit.
Chickens is good for fucking, so I'm sticking bitches.
I love this song. I love it. I gotta tell you, there's nothing better than this song. I love my niggas, but where's my bitches?
Yeah, but I really don't believe it.
I'm sorry. What was that, Sonny Hostin? What was that? Oh, I'm sorry. What did he just say, Sonny? Where is Sonny? Why can I never pull this up like the master that Bon is? I'm juggling.
We're talk, John. You use the N word a lot.
In what sense?
I don't believe that DMX is this bad.
I do.
I don't. He won't come in here.
That's why he's bad. He can't even show up at it. He's like so messed up. He can't even show up to the movie set when they put him in a movie. DMX doesn't care.
See, mystical, I believe. I don't believe it.
I believe this. You can't write a lyric like this and not really have these thoughts.
Maybe somebody would have.
No one wrote this. Call my bitches. Probably call my bitches, all of them. All my West Coast and East Coast bitches. Let me tell you, for a while I had a few bitches. I was a bit of a player for about 5 minutes. Yeah, a little stable.
Count.
By the way, Robin Givens and Angie Everhart, both Buckwall clients. So the beard theory holds true with them. There's a woman who calls him, I have this is for next time. She basically says everything about Howard we say about Seinfeld, that Jessica is a beard and Jerry's gay. And she's only been put with Jessica because Jerry's gay. It's exactly what we say, and I'll play it for next time. I want to thank Chubby Pickle for a fantastic native
Chub,
voyage.
Man. Thank you, dude.
Thank you,
Wave.
There he is. There he is.
Thank you.
Great information. I think everybody appreciated it. Stuff
Hey, I
we
want to
didn't
show you guys
know.
something. This was the truck I was driving when I drove to Diddy's party right here.
Oh, hold it close and still.
That's
Oh,
Optimus
wow,
Prime,
that's
for Christ's sake.
huge.
Look at that. That is some Optimus Prime shit. Look at that. That is nice. It's a
Monster.
Carl Malone truck.
Man,
Look at that thing.
Wow, shit. That Carl Malone's truck ain't got nothing on mine, brother.
I believe you.
Hey, man, listen. Oh, before John, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm sorry for cutting you guys off. I'm sorry, people in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous. I want to thank you guys, Bon,
Oh,
John.
thank you, buddy. We
man.
really enjoyed it.
Thank you, everybody.
Nick DePaulo has a comment for you, Chubby. Well, he just popped in.
Oh, man, it's the black guy. Hook me up with some coke, yeah?
Oh, shit.
Hey, they had plenty of it at that party, bro.
This is who, and this is my dream to be part of the family. This is. And this is who I think you should play.
Falcon, the winged black superhero.
And that's who I think you should be the voice of. Your voice is you. I would cast you as Sam Wilson in an animated series in a second. We love the pipes. We love the personality. We love the debut. I couldn't thank you enough for doing this and reaching out to us. Right? I mean, we all agree. And we all agree, right, chat?
We loved it.
Appreciate it, man.
Oh, well, thank you, Sarah. Yes. So 21 Jump Street. We all know we're about to start season 3. Sarah has done a new opening for season 3. And
wow.
Nice.
Marta wants to sit. Marta's a huge Richard Grieco fan, and I know she wants to sit in on this. She saw God damn it, what's the Grieco movie in '91 again? If Looks Could Kill. 16 times in Puerto Rico. I swear to God. I swear to God. And did not talk to the screen as she normally does during the movies. Here we go. This is 21 Jump Street, season 3. Sarah put this together.
I love her work.
Right here. She just
Thank
made this.
God Sarah came on.
Let me just take her off
in the last half hour.
Yeah,
Thank you, Sarah. This is turning into an absolute marathon.
Let me see. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Sarah. Right here. 21 Jump Street, season 3. job, Sarah. I love Depp in Latin King's garb at the end. Excellent job. Excellent job.
Bravo.
Yes, I want to. All right, how we do the ending with the outro again? What did I do differently? There was some catch to that, right, Bon? It was that it's now an autoplay, and if you
It's
hit the
just
house,
sitting next to the intro horizontally. I can't believe I said horizontally to explain it.
that's so bizarre. Why can't I just hit the thing? I got it. Here's how you do it. It won't auto do it. You have to hit end stream, and it does it automatically. I can't actually hit it, right, Holly?
Hey, John and Sarah, it's Holly Robinson Pete. How you doing?